Hi, motherfuckers. So, today I'm going to be doing something just a little bit different, something a bit off kilter from the usual stuff. I'm going to call this particular series Haute Horology. In the traditional sense of it, Haute Horology means high horology. So in this case, I too will be getting hot and um, discussing some watches and some watch auctions coming up. So, grab something to drink, grab something to eat, I don't know, grab something to smoke. I don't give a fuck. Um, and hopefully this should be fun. This is going to be the Sotheby's of 2022 auction for important watches. One, I think there's two. I think there's two of these series. I think there might be three, but um, there's going to be quite a few. I haven't looked through all of them yet, but I did see the first few, and I saw that there's 6 pages worth of material. So um, it's going to be quite a bit. So again, get comfortable. And before I start, today, usually a bit of a difference because it's not a typical review that I'm talking about a watch, but today I am wearing the um, Arethusa, I believe that's how it is, Arethusa? Arethusa, World Diver. I think it's an interesting watch. I kind of like the way that it looks, really like the set of the hands on there, and I'm always a sucker for lume, so uh, figured it's fun, and well, it's what I'm wearing right now during this. So, again, we're going to be talking about the Sotheby's Important Watches 1, and I feel like the best place to start is at the beginning, and I guess Rolex, what, 248? Let's get cracking at it then. So, this is, I think, a pretty strong opinion. I mean, for an idea of important watches, I think that it's a pretty good idea. Oh, just because we're over here in the States, let's see what it is so far. So, I think that, yeah, starting off with important watches, GMT Master 2 with the GMT Master in general from Rolex, a fairly important watch, especially for something like this. It's going to be the first one with the uh, ceramic bezel, so, or at least first stainless steel ones. Um, so I think it's pretty cool. Hey, you know what? Good job. It's just been the first one. It's a good starting point, and I personally really like the way these are. Overall, I think GMT Master 2s are phenomenally nice watches, especially at their price point, and I think they're very historically important in the world of watches. I mean, maybe outside the world of watches, not so much, but in the world of watches, hard to go wrong. And then starting off something, well, slightly strong as well. Obviously another Rolex, but a Sea Dweller. These are pretty nice. I think this is going to be this. No, this is the slightly larger, correct? Yeah. Well, the 40 millimeter size. These are pretty nice too. I kind of like the way these wear. Uh, in some ways, a little bit better than a Submariner, but I mean, in many cases, like it's just a bigger wearing watch overall. But another really nice sport watch from Rolex. Would I consider to be a part of? I mean, obviously it's in the auction, but I guess it's somewhat important. It looks a lot like the Submariner, but it just isn't. So yeah, I guess it's still somewhat important, but maybe not as important as the the first ones to come out. But this is also really nice. God damn, I like the Daytona. I mean, really, who doesn't? But for legibility purposes, everything that I've seen that isn't a precious metal is difficult to read. So in other words, stainless steel. Um, I have a hard time reading the goddamn hands. I mean, I don't think there's enough contrast with stuff like this when having um, the lume numerals like on here. There's so much more contrast and it's so much more legible and easy to read the hands. And I personally just like them more than the stainless steel ones that have a pretty glossy dial and a pretty high polished glossy set of hands with, to me, very little in the way of contrast. So I prefer the hands on the precious metal models far more, but overall I agree that something like this is an important watch and I think it's pretty nice. I mean, hard to go wrong with something like this in the white gold, but yeah, I mean, something like this. This one I feel like is slightly better. I mean, this is the older one, pre-ceramic bezel, so I still have a hard time reading these, honestly. And the um, fact that the dial on here, still pretty glossy, it doesn't make it any easier. So I think Daytonas are nice. I think they're overhyped in many ways, to be honest. But I do think overall they are pretty nice. Um, I've always critiqued how much dial text is. I mean, everybody's critiqued that too. My God, it's been talked about till the ends of the earth. But it is a very true point that the fucking 5 layers of text is a little overkill, but Rolex did what they did. They continue to do what they do, and it's a fairly good model. I kind of consider these to be more quintessential Daytonas than the white gold models, so um, I think yes, for an important watch, yeah, that makes sense for that one. And ooh, the Kermit, the flat four. Um, I think that's cool. I don't know if the whole flat four thing. Yes, I understand. Um, Rolex did it for a short period of time, and it's not the usual one, but god damn, like the price differences between a flat four and a non-flat four are, pretty fucking insane. But hey, you know what? The world of watches, everything's a little wacky out here. But yeah, I mean, flat four, for those who don't know, refers to the four on the bezel here. You can see that it's got a little bit this sort of flat where the cursor is, a bit of a flat top right there. Non-flat fours would be more pointed, so that's really what the difference is. And I mean, I think they're pretty cool watches overall. It was a little bit uh, quirky of a maneuver for Rolex to do, and just throwing on a pop of green to the bezel. Sure, why not? I mean, it's a bit more fun than what they usually have in offerings, so I don't mind it. But I know some people will go meh when they see something like this, and I can't fully disagree with them. But pop green's always fun. God damn that loom pip. Oof. At least the corrosion around the loom. Not the corrosion, but just the crud around it. Eek. But let's move on now. Another Daytona. It's cool. I wish that Rolex would eventually, and I know plenty of people kind of have this same exact idea or desire, but make this available for the stainless steel models and make it like a production model. It'd be so cool. But as for now, these are the modern day president bracelets, if you will. They're only really on gold models. So I think I mean, with the overall watch, I like again how these ones you'll have the contrasting hands, so it's a bit easier to read. And the dial for these yellow gold model, or sorry, the Emerald gold model that I've seen are pretty good. They're not, for what I can recall, not as reflective or glossy, so they don't, to me, reflect as much light back at you. But still, I mean, they are a bit harder to read nonetheless. And I'm just clicking on the different case backs for each one of them. I mean, right now in Rolex, as we get further, we're probably going to get to some other stuff. I know Rolex is a very important manufacturer, but I don't know if, the Rolex namesake will take over the entirety of the auction. But as per usual, just a uh, full metal, in this case, the rose gold case back, as with majority of Rolex models. I'm really only thinking of the Cellini Prince that has the exhibition case back, and obviously the titanium backed ones of the deep seas and whatnot. So yeah, but yeah, another cool watch, but I'm much more of a fan of that Oyster Flex band and really wanting that to be something that comes on a new model at some point in the future. So another Daytona. It's weird how this one's also reversed, but like I know this was probably done after, but the level of pink that comes out in here as opposed to the other one, like it's probably not anywhere near this pink in real life. Another typical case back, but yeah, I mean, what else can I really say? It's a cool watch. Yay, high contrast hands. But yeah, I mean, these things actually feel killer in the hand, though. I mean, for a full gold Rolex sport model, like I understand that the case on the inside is a bit hollowed out of gold, but it's got a good weight to it. So if you like the heft of a watch, something like this kind of works well. But yeah, I mean, it's a Daytona. If you see him once, you've kind of seen him, kind of get the picture of it. A little bit like a Nautilus, actually, a bit like a Nautilus. But yeah, this one's pretty cool. This one's also Everose. But yeah, I mean, look at it. This is kind of more of what the realistic is of Everose Gold in person. A bit more yellow with a slight bit of red, but not nearly as pink as the previous photos. But this is also pretty cool. I mean, again, high contrast hands. I'm going to repeat the hell out of that because that is one thing that I do not like about the Daytona on the stainless steel models. But yeah, looks cool. Looks nice in black dial, matching the black lacquer of the bezel. But hey, you go. And another Daytona. Neat. Um, yeah, I mean, God, this thing looks like it's been fucking like. Again, this is probably not the best in terms of um, rendering or after effects, but god damn, that gold looks bad. Like that's like I don't know if I've ever seen that level of gold in person before, or that level of degradation, especially for newer gold. Like sure, stuff from like the 40s and whatnot. Yeah, I've experienced that before, but like god damn, I mean, when was this from? 2002? Yeah, bro. Ugh, ugh. I know some of you like to keep your case back stickers on. Like I'm not. You do whatever the fuck you want with your watch, but like, like that shit started up here. that shit over the years literally slid across the case back and just like ended up down here. But maybe Rolex is right in systematically removing all of the case back stickers and all the stickers on watches that come in from service because god damn, that's gross. So you can keep your case back stickers on, but god damn it, kids, at least wash your fucking watch every now and then or something. God. So yeah, I mean, cool, but fuck, that thing was worn like a motherfucker. And another Daytona. Oh, look, this one has kind of the stickers on it, but that's cool with the brown, chocolate brown dial like this. And yeah, I'm not sure. Yeah, I mean, maybe I have something a little more clever to say at some point later on about the Daytonas, but for now, there's just so many of them. It feels like that. Um, like I think I've already said all my pieces I can. I mean, cool. I like it. I dig it. Yeah, actually, these are the coolest ones. So these I like a lot. The Beach Series Daytonas. I'm a fan of when Rolex will kind of step out of their uh, usual, I guess, and do something a bit fun. And something like this is just like, why the fuck not? I mean, this must have been an interesting conversation in the offices of Rolex when this thing was given the green lights to get it green to go and actually make this a thing. It's like, yeah, let's just do the whole beach series. Remember Stella dials? Yeah, why don't we just put that on Daytona? See what happens. So I respect Rolex for kind of making this move because like I don't think they'll do this nowadays, at least. At least with the Daytona, sure they did it with the Oyster Perpetuals this past few years. But Daytona, I don't think this would ever come back to a Daytona. At least nothing this bright and colorful. So kudos to you, Rolex. I'm a fan of these. Not too much of a fan of the lizard straps. I mean, yes, it matches up better with the dial, but I'd say like alligator might be cooler. But anyways, moving on to another Rolex. This one, the Date-8. These things are always cool. Platinum. Um, I prefer personally the look of a smooth bezel, platinum bezel, as opposed to the newer fluted platinum bezels. It was always kind of cool to know that something like this was more or less reserved for the um, platinum models. And yeah, I just think it kind of made it was that little sort of like, it's not a fluted bezel, but that's okay. So I dig these ones, especially with these dials. I think they call these what? Glacier dials? Ice blue dials? Does it say? I don't know why they try the fuck I'm trying to read. Um, yeah, I think it's like glacier blue dials or something. But these things are beautiful in person. I mean, absolutely beautiful watches. And again, these things have a definitely fucking weight to them. Case back sticker, but this one has thankfully not shifted south for the winter, and just slid across the person's arm over the years. So a bit nicer, but yeah, dig the platinum day dates. Cool, cool watches. And I always kind of dig some of this. I mean, it's another platinum day date, but goddamn, look at that. Putting the um, diamonds in the lugs because why not? So I appreciate that. And the black dials I think are cool overall on basically any of the Rolex models, but these typically have not as black of a dial as some other models. Um, kind of more like dark, dark gray with like, a bit of a darker tone underneath it, I guess. But I mean, for the most part, they're pretty nice. I dig them. I just dig um, the platinum model watches that Rolex makes. So I'm always going to dig a platinum day date. This is kind of nice though. Another day date, but also, yes, also in precious metal. Obviously, yellow gold, fairly nice. A bit of stretch to that bracelet, but that happens over time. Actually, more than a bit of stretch. Jesus Christ. God damn, you can like, yeah, you can like fit a finger through that shit. God damn. But yeah, day dates are pretty nice overall. I don't know really anybody who doesn't like a day date, but maybe I just don't talk to enough people in the watch industry, so that could be it. And then another one, pretty cool as well. It's a Cartier one. So that's pretty cool. I've always kind of dug um, when you have like two watch makers on the dial. In this case, the Rolex and Cartier. So kind of funny, bit different, and I don't know if it's something that even Rolex and Cartier would be okay with doing. But 1974, that's forgivable at least for the bracelet too, because god damn, look at the amount of stretch on this motherfucker. Holy shit. So yeah. But hey, it happens, and if you're gonna be owning a watch like this, I'd say wear the fuck out of it. Destroy that bracelet. Have fun with it. And another Rolex, but this one also a beach one. God, I love the beach series. And especially something like this, I mean, yeah, it's a yellowish dial, but yeah, these things are so fucking fun. So fucking fun. And if you could get all of these, get all the various colors, I think there's four or five. Um, so fucking fun. Actually, let me see. That's gonna bother me for a moment. Rolex Beach Daytona. Nope. There we go. Just collection. Let's go with that. Oh yeah, four. So yeah, that thing's so freaking cool. I dig it. I did the hell out of it. And then the blue one. I was gonna say we just saw the blue one. We saw the green one. Yeah, this is pretty cool too. Oh shit. Rolex did the Tiffany blue dial before? What? So it's like a service sticker. That's still fine. Whatever. But yeah, I mean, I'd probably honestly go for something like this. This thing is tight as fuck. Having this very turquoise blue dial on there. Um, yeah, that's cool as shit. That's cool as fuck. I mean, seeing something like that rocking around, yeah, that's fucking respect. That's cool as shit. Oh, and something like this. See, and here it is. Now, then some of you will be like, oh, well, Rolex does have contrasting hints. Yeah, but when you see it in person, it looks like shit. So, no, it's not good enough. But sure, I mean, cool. I don't care too much for the stainless steel ones, the way they look. Um, on paper and in photos like this, yeah, I think they look nice. But in real life, it's kind of the opposite for these ones actually. They look good in photos and somehow worse in person, for me at least. Usually it's the other way around. Usually it's like, oh, the photos look terrible. When you see it in person, you're like, holy shit. But this shit, it's the other way around. But yeah, I mean, well, talking about important watches. Yeah, this is still an important watch, but you know, try to read me the time uh, whenever you have something like this. Good fucking luck. Moving on, or not. Another Daytona. Oh, with a meteorite dial. Meteorite dials are always cool. Jesus Christ, can we get much closer? Um, but I don't know if actually no, I have seen a Daytona before. Um, but yeah, I mean, I've always enjoyed meteorite dials, and I think Rolex does a really good job for theirs in particular. Decent case back. God damn it, really zooming in. The zoomies on here is impressive. Um, but yeah, I think it's pretty cool. Just because again of that dial primarily. And then the other one. Did we see all of them so far? I think we've seen the whole set. Yeah, and this one being the pink. Goddamn, you're throwing on a pink strap to your uh, Rolex Daytona because you fucking can. It's kind of tight. Yeah, I mean the pink one's like very fun. But to me, it's like if it was a deeper pink, then I would kind of guess I'd like it a little bit more. But because these are going to have like mother of pearl dials, they're all going to be a little bit different. But this specific one seems to be a little bit more uh, light with touches of pink, so it kind of fades away into the rest of the case. But still, nonetheless, a fucking nice watch. Oh goddamn, something like this. Yeah, this thing's pretty tight. I know that a lot of people do or did and do still not like gem setting on watches, but there's something about Rolex gem setting, and those who have seen it in person can kind of all, well, maybe not all, but most will be able to get behind and go, yeah, there's kind of something to it when you see it in person that doesn't connect in the same way as seeing photos or even videos of it. But yeah, something like this, that's pretty fucking cool. I mean, this is a baller ass fucking watch right here. So yeah, I think it's pretty nice. And oh yeah, and the other one I've seen this blue one before, and yeah, this thing's fucking nice in person. What's the name of this? Of the soda light dial? Okay, yeah, I was gonna call it the was a lapis lazuli dial, I think. That's the other blue one I'm thinking of, but yeah, this thing's cool. Um, and the fact that it's also in white gold, it's like just that much more. Yeah, this is a cool watch. I really like these ones, but you know, who doesn't? Probably some of you don't. Let's be real. Also really cool. I mean, goddamn, it's just like uh, fuck you end links. We're just gonna give you diamonds. So I respect the fuck out of that. It's like you know, you don't need that shit. And then the way they designed it as well to kind of give it this portion that comes down like that, almost like three rectangles next to each other, I guess. Yeah, that's fucking cool. Um, something like this, talk about contrast, you probably won't be able to read the fucking time, but that's not the point of this watch. Like, this is not some shit that you need to fucking know what time it's for. But yeah, goddamn, that shit's cool. I respect the strap. I don't know if it's dirty or not though. Like, bruh. Yeah, see something like this, just like, dude, just buy the. I can get not buying the bracelet for like a president or something. Like, yeah, the president bracelet. But Like, goddamn, bro, it's just a fucking rubber bead. Just throwing something else. It's a little much. But cool. I mean, very similar to the other. Uh, what was it? I think it was the yellow gold one we just saw. Um, this shit looks good in person, and again with a meteorite dial, it's hard to go wrong uh, on Rolex. So that's pretty cool. Another pretty decent looking one. Mm, I feel like I'm kind of just seeing. I mean, I think it's all been Rolex so far, has it not? I think it's all been Rolex so far. Um, I feel like we just saw this, but with a bracelet or a different strap. Um, but yeah, I guess this one on a strap. So if you miss it the first time, then you can have another shot. So good luck to all of you who are going to be bidding on this thing. These are pretty cool. I mean, obviously, yes, the Skydwell is pretty cool, but personally, these first um, models with the Arabic numerals on here, there's something so cool about this shit. Um, Personally, I like them. I know some people might not. One of Rolex's most complicated movements, and it's a fun watch to play with, and it's kind of a fun watch to get everything set for properly. But this particular first edition, initial released, whatever it's called, with the uh, with the Western Arabic numerals, yeah, uh, these are so fucking cool, so fucking cool. Um, I kind of like these a lot more than the newer ones with the plots of loom, but something like this, I think it's fucking awesome, and I think it's a pretty important watch. I mean, these ones are fucking massive too, but I think it is an important watch for Rolex that hopefully they kind of keep in their catalog for a long, long time. Yeah, I mean, thanks, John Mayer, for making a watch like this as popular as it is nowadays. Um, I think they're kind of nice. I mean, these particular green dials, I think these are the nicest green dials I've seen from Rolex, and they got this really nice luster to them. And yeah, I think they're cool. Are they hype watches? 100%. I mean, which Daytona isn't really, but I mean something like this, yeah, 100% hype watch. But it's still dope as shit. And then, yeah, actually, fuck yeah, it almost looks like it was drawn. It's an odd photo. Anyway, uh, yeah, I mean the platinum Daytona with the fucking baguette hour markers like this. This thing's a fucking killer ass watch. Heavy as shit. So any of you people out there who like a bit of a heavier watch, yeah, I mean, I feel like it's hard to beat some shit like this, especially for Rolex. But like, god damn, yeah, I think it's cool. I respect the fuck out of these things. They look super nice in person. Super fucking nice. This is interesting. I mean, another pretty high-end Rolex, but yeah, the dial looks nice. Yeah, I think it looks cool. I'm not sure exactly what to say about it specifically. The Yachtmaster, with the fully um, diamond out dial. I forget how much the dial itself costs and something like this. They're expensive as fuck, but I think these are pretty cool. Again, gem setting in Rolex, once you see it in person, it kind of changes your opinion about it entirely. If you came with it at a skeptical, if not negative opinion. But yeah, I mean, this thing looks fucking nice. What can I really say about something like this? I love the Oyster Flex strap and the usual Yachtmasters with the black dial and the um, black bezel with the Oyster Flex strap. That's like numero uno. Cool ass watch. Love that thing. Love the way it looks. And yeah, this thing's kind of in that same category. Badass looking. As long as or as well as this one here. very monochromatic. Oh, I've never noticed that before for this one, that you don't have the green GMT hand. Interesting. So they give you the dial, but not the hand. Interesting, huh? But yeah, I mean, this thing is also pretty freaking cool. Just because you have the fucking gem setting, not only for the lugs, but it's like, you know what, the crown guard too. Let's do the crown guard as well. So, like, why the fuck not? So that's pretty cool. And then I was gonna say this isn't no. I was gonna say I thought this was the Patriot, but I think the Patriot's in yellow gold. Yeah, I think it's in yellow gold. I mean, it's pretty cool. I dig it. It's probably a lot easier for them to do than the first iterations of the ceramic bezels inserts. So yeah, these are pretty fucking nice. But yeah, I mean, it's another gem set Rolex sport model. Like the that's the only way you can fucking classify them. It's like, yeah, they're fucking nice. Similar with this one too. Again, I love the fact that Rolex went, yeah, you're not gonna get no bitch ass uh, end links here. You're actually gonna get like something pretty fucking cool. So I appreciate Rolex for doing that. But you know, if you're paying as much money as these individuals are so far, well, actually, this is an estimate. I don't think these are any auctions so far. No, not yet. Um, yeah, I mean, paying a lot of money for something like this, yeah, it better be fucking nice. Better be fucking cool. So thank you, Rolex. Now we move on to something a little bit different. Fucking all along zone. Just have a God damn, I'm trying to remember the name of this shit. The dial. I forget the name of the dial. Oh well. But yeah, um, out adventuring. These kind of adventuring dials like this are phenomenal. I've personally not seen one for Alangansun, but I would only imagine that this thing would just be just incredibly beautiful. And I mean, it's nice in photos, so I can only imagine what it's like in person. And yeah, I mean, I personally think that Alangansun um, has some of the best dial finishing in the more mainstream market. I'm not necessarily talking about any independents, things, individuals like that. But for like Patek Philippe, if you would take in comparison to Along, I personally think Along Zone has better movement finishing at their given price points. So yeah, I mean that's a fucking beautiful ass case back, and it's a fucking nice ass fucking watch. I respect that. The Saxonia thin, cool fucking watch. So now it looks like we're getting, yeah, into the long portion. Thought it might have been a one-off and we would have been back into the Rolex fury of it all, but no. I got a long Modic Perpetual. This is fucking nice too. I mean, yeah, that's fucking nice. I can only imagine what that moon phase disc looks like in person, and with the larger the grand date. That's fucking cool. Always a fan of micro rotors. Personally, I like micro rotors aesthetically. Uh, I know some people don't, but yeah, a micro rotor to me is pretty fucking aesthetically nice. And a peripheral rotor, or even if you have like a hidden rotor, um, I forget the manufacturer who has that. There's a certain manufacturer who has some like hidden rotors where there'd be a rotor underneath where the movement is. I think they're usually right underneath the mainspring, but they're kind of hidden by the bridge, so you just have a bunch of beautiful movement finishing, and it looks almost like it'd be a manual wind, but because the rotors are hidden, you get to see the entire movement in terms of the finishing that can be done without really kind of seeing too much of the parts. Most likely, just the axing of the balance wheel, you'll see that because, well, who doesn't? But yeah, fucking beautiful ass watch. Beautiful watch. Not an FP Journe. Yeah. The FP Journes are nice. These biomorphic hands, super nice that they were able to do pretty much like a signature pair of hand set. In the same way some people would look at like the palm or the Breguet hands and go, that's immediately Breguet, or the Mercedes hands are like, that's immediately fucking Rolex. It is impressive that FP Journe can do these biomorphic hands and go, yeah, that's our handset. Whether or not they were the very first to do it, it's become a trademark design in a way. But yeah, it's fucking nice. And then the FP Journe, with the Centigraph. Always dug the idea of the Centigraph having, instead of a set of two pushers, you'll have kind of this toggle switch here. I think it's always fun, almost fiddle piece to just turn on and turn off and reset that shit. But yeah, this is an overall just cool fucking watch. And that case back, yeah, it's fucking nice. And that's really like, I mean, it's one of the only ways you can really describe it and go like, yeah, it's fucking nice. Not sure what else to say for it. Oh, cool. I don't know if I dig it as much as the Rolex ones, but I respect it. It does look pretty good on here, though. Yeah, I think it's pretty cool. Yeah, the case back on here with the micro rotor again. That looks so fucking nice. And I dig the dial that's on here too. I mean, that kind of grayish. Is it gray? God damn, my colorblind ass. I think it's gray. I'll call it gray. It looks fucking good though. Looks really fucking good. And then another Alongzun. Yeah, that's cool. I dig these ones too, in the fact that you can just basically toggle through the cities. I believe this would be the two pushers on the 10 and 8. I believe those would be the ones that help toggle the city and sort of move this peripheral ring around. And I think it also bumps the secondary time zone as well. I forget now, but it nonetheless is a nice fucking watch. And I'm a big fan of what Alongzun does. Dig the design, dig the style that they have, and the complications they have on majority of their watches are very fun, not only to look at, but just to sort of admire. But this is pretty cool. And then just the other one, but in a white gold. I think the previous one was a yellow gold, or was it their honey gold? Let me go back real quick. Oh, the pink gold. Okay. I almost thought that they're honey gold, but that was just in the photo. Yeah, again, cool fucking watch. But in this case, have it being in white gold really makes that movement, case back wise, kind of stand out where you have that contrast. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, again, dope ass fucking watch. Then another FP Journe, this time platinum. I forget if the other one was just platinum. Yeah, FP Journe makes some cool ass watches. Always enjoyed seeing what FP Journe brings to the table when they do the was it the Only Watch auctions. I mean, it's always fun to see what all of those manufacturers will do. Um, but I feel like FP Journe is like, yeah, we're gonna bring the fucking heat each fucking time, and goddamn, they do. So respect to FP Journe on that shit. And then another Alongzun, the long one, like, yeah, this would be the one that I feel like I would go for, and a majority of people would go for. Um, this is just fucking nice, like all around. Like, that's just a fucking nice watch. Yeah, that's just really fucking nice. And then the Elegant. So I know some people don't like the Elegant at all. I think it's probably one of the coolest watches FP Journe's made. I understand that it's quartz, and I understand that it's marketed towards women, but I don't give a damn about either of those things because it's just a cool fucking watch, and the technology that went into the watch, and to you know get it off the ground more or less, it's cool. I think it's a cool fucking watch. It's signature Journe, and it's got course technology, and it's it's got a function to where if you don't wear it, it puts itself to sleep, and then, well, when it feels jostled, it wakes itself back up and corrects the time. And it's pretty cool how it can kind of go into that sleep mode, um, and keep on going. So I respect that. I respect the fuck out of that, and I think the Elegants are really fucking nice in general. Now this is also pretty fucking nice too. God damn. Is it a day-night indicator? Oh yeah, day-night indicator. Ha! Well, at least they didn't do that whole sort of cheesy effect where they make it look like it could potentially be a moon phase. So I do respect that at least. The fact they didn't make it a double bosom, or is it a bosom? Bosom indicator, I believe. Um, and have a fucking smiling sun and a like smiling moon or sad face moon going around in that small portion of the dial. At least they didn't do that. Happy for that. But yeah, this is pretty fucking nice. Goddamn. Yeah. Eh. Oh, it's the angling. I was like, am I fucking tripping? Is that movement? Was that rotor off kilter to the side? Almost like, the movement got shifted entirely, but I think it's the angling of the camera. But that still looks fucking nice though. Dig these FP joints. Actually, I take that back. I take it back. The long one, second. The Zeitwerk. The Zeitwerk is where it's fucking at. Like the fact that you have dual digital jumping minutes and hours and a constant running seconds at 12, like, or sorry, at 6, like, this is fucking cool. This is a fucking cool ass watch. A little pareidolia. Looks like there's a little face here. The two eyes and the fucking, mouth in the middle. It's like goddamn Pokemon. Um, but yeah, that shit looks cool. And yeah, the Zeitwerk is where it's fucking at. Also, dig the offset crown. I always dig kind of offset crowns if they're not exactly 3, sort of putting it somewhere a little fun, except for like putting it where the lug is. Like, goddamn, that would be an awful design. Um, but I always dig these sort of offset crowns, and Alongzon did it, and it looks fucking good. Another Alongzon, the 1815. That's pretty fucking nice. Like, very simple in its execution. Just hours, minutes, and sub-seconds, but like it's also really fucking nice. I wish the photo can kind of give a little bit more detail about how the dial looks, but I do really like that step portion into the middle portion of the dial, and how that's also differentiated by the running seconds. I don't know if the running seconds sits slightly higher, or if that sits even further into the movement, or into the dial, but yeah, that looks really fucking nice. I dig that. And then another FP Journe. Yeah. Along with the styling of their hands, I also enjoy the um, numerals that are used for their typeface in the dial and I think it looks extremely nice. But as with most FP Journes, maybe all, I have a bias towards how they look. I really like the way they just execute the whole design philosophy. So that is fucking nice, and this is fucking nice. These 1815 chronographs from Alangzun, these are some of the fucking nicest movements I think I've ever seen. Um, Seeing one of these in person, this is what got me to go, you know what, this is actually nicer than a fucking Patek. There's so much to this movement in person, and this photo does zero justice to it. But goddamn, this movement is phenomenal, and the way this watch looks is incredibly nice. I don't know if when I saw had a pulsation style, but nonetheless, yeah, they have a pulsation style plus a flyback. It's like, fuck, that's pretty fucking cool. That's pretty fucking cool. Yeah. Goddamn. This is also nice datograph. The grande flyback functionality. The crown looks a little bit off. The crown almost looks more yellow than the case, which is odd. So white gold? Platinum case. That's what's up. Yeah, the platinum case and goddamn. Yeah. Yeah, it's real fucking nice. This Along Zone. Fucking nice. Datagraphs. Cool as shit. And then another Along Zone because we are stuck in the Along Zone portion of it. But that's not a bad place. I don't mind sticking around if this is the rest of the auction. Seeing a lot of these models. You all watching might get tired because I'm just going to be saying the same fawning praises of watches like this, but I think it's fucking cool. Yeah, I think it's cool as shit. There's a bit of a Daniel Wellington though to it. Not gonna front. Like you look at this shit, if you just sort of close your eyes, um, or just like delete the text on the dial and just sort of quietly delete the um, date there. I can assume that some we get like a flash image of this shit and be like, oh, that was an MVMT watch. But I did the fuck out of it. It looks good. Another Jorn, but yet another Souverain Centigraph. Yeah, with the toggle for the chronograph there being just like that toggle pusher. Fucking cool. Fucking cool. And it's always dope to have your watch keep track of hundredth of a second. Yeah, the centigraph. Yeah, being able to get down to hundredth of a second. Even if it's like your fucking Casio that does it, it's still pretty fucking dope. So I respect that. And do that mechanically, even cooler. And this is actually pretty interesting. I really like the strap on here. I don't know why I noticed the strap before I noticed the rest of the watch, but whoever put the strap on there, good call. God damn. I fuck with this. I mean, having a retrograde date, that's pretty cool. And I actually have no clue what the fuck that is. That the whole toggle for? Oh, that must be to advance the calendar. Oh, that's pretty cool. If that is in fact the case. Um, Unfortunately, I'm a little bit unfamiliar with this specific model. I've seen similar ones, but I don't know if I've ever noticed the basically the fucking gear sticking out of the movement. Fucking that's not supposed to be there kind of shit. But that looks cool. I dig it. Another Zeitwerk. Yeah, yeah. I still would stick with um the non-date version previously, but it's kind of dope to have the date on here, especially when you have the date being highlighted in that red. Pretty nice. Yeah, I'd probably go with the black one still. But fuck, that thing's really fucking nice too. And then another datograph with the lumen and how you can see, yeah, into the fucking movement like that with the, I believe it's a sapphire dial. And then lumen, I believe, would be referring to the lume that's used for the dial, and I believe for the date as well. So lume fans would have a nice time with this watch. I mean, it's one of the few dress watches that has a fuck ton of lume. So yeah, this is also goddamn nice. And the fact that you also have just a flyback chronograph to go on top of your full dress watch experience, why the fuck not? But yeah, I dig those. Huh. I dig the planet. You know what? Yeah, that's pretty cool. Yeah, I fuck with it. Another FP Jorn. These things are pretty fucking tight. I mean, again, FP Jorns are fucking tight in general, but I dig the UTC that they have here. Not sure exactly how you might change that if it's connected to the main time itself, but yeah, fuck with that, dog. I fuck with that. And then another FP join basically is the same as the previous one, except design-wise, I know movement-wise it's not. Except you have the moon phase here. I dig it. That was pretty interesting too. These are the brass dials. I'm not sure why the dial has that discoloration to it, but I think it's pretty cool. I dig it quite a bit. Yeah, yeah, I did that quite a bit. And then another Along Zone. I mean, what else can I say about this one? Yes, it's far more complicated than the other autographs and the other chronographs we were looking at, but goddamn, that's fucking nice. I don't know how much I feel about the pushers being, a bit dirty at the bottom. Maybe I know it's went through Photoshop, but maybe try to clean that shit up a little bit. But you know what? I respect it. Showing you exactly what you're gonna get. So I dig it. And then yeah, the other Along Zone, they have the dress watches and they have the um, fucking sport watch that goddamn like this is dope as shit. The overall look dial wise is still pretty Along Zone in execution, but then you move out and then you're like, oh shit, it looks like something like Romain Jerome would sort of make, and not like an insulting way, but like in a very like blech, looking at the fucking strap. But yeah, not in an insulting way at all, but just like in a very, this is not what I would expect Along Zone to do for a sport watch, but goddamn, I'm happy they fucking did it. The Odysseus is a fucking cool watch. Haven't seen one in person, but goddamn, it's a cool watch. Yeah, and this is also a pretty fucking cool watch too. God damn it. Yeah, these ones, the jumping seconds for, I mean, it's another Along Zone. Yeah, I mean, all right, take a little look at the movement. Yeah, it's pretty fucking cool. But to have jumping seconds on a mechanical watch, I understand you can get jumping seconds for your quartz watch, shut the fuck up. But on mechanical watch, having jumping seconds, such a cool fucking thing. So cool. And they kind of break this up in this sort of regulator pattern style. Nice touch. I dig it. And then another FP Jordan. This is also another nice one. Yeah. Yeah, that's fucking cool. Pareidolia effect again, two eyes in a mouth. You get that with watches quite often, but still, that's nice. Again, dig FP Jordan. Ooh, then we move to the APs. I guess you can't really have a quote unquote special or important uh, auction without giving kudos to AP, or in this case, the Royal Oak Company, which, well, other than the jewels, what else does Royal Oak have? Or what else does Audemars have? Sure, the 1159, but still. This is cool, though. Big fucking watch, though. God damn, the offshores are massive watches. I mean, I think they look nice overall. The overall look of it, yeah, I mean, it's big, it's a bold watch, but like, with the make it to piece dial like this, cool fucking watch. But again, fucking huge. But like, it's definitely not everyone's taste, but so be it. And then another AP, yeah. Some of the early ones with the rubber coated pushers. Yeah, I think these also have the rubber bezel too. I mean, this part here, the black part, I believe these are also rubber for these early um, offshore models. But yeah, I mean, diamonds seem alright. They do very well match up with the screws, but yeah, I think Rolex still does a bit better with it. Anyways, yeah, no, Another one. I was gonna say it's another fucking limited edition, but like it is. Like it's another small edition run that AP did. And I've always actually kind of liked these particular ones too. With these, I think I've seen before referred to as military dials, but really dials with the um, Arabic numerals like that. I dig them on APs. But yeah, again, for something like this, an offshore chronograph, these are big watches. I mean, they're just large watches in general. So, and then another AP because, well, why not? This one being the Rolo Chrono in yellow gold. So these are nice in person too. One of the things that I dig about the Royal Oaks, and I know a lot of other people like about the Royal Oaks too, the fact that you can stand them up on the bracelet. So um, if you place it down on the table, the bracelet kind of has all that rigidity, so that it stands up and doesn't kind of fall flat in the same way most other watch bracelets will do. So most of the watch bracelets will have, in this case, what's called comfort and utility sort of designed into it to help sort of wrap around the wrist. But with the APs, and I respect it from a design perspective, but from a wearing perspective, um, if your wrist is smaller than the circumference of the bracelet, then you're kind of fucked because it's not forgiving in its design. It's going to sit the way it does. If your arm is larger, perfect. It's going to be a bit more of a comfortable wear, but you're not going to have a whole lot of fluidity to the bracelet. It's um, pretty robust and doesn't like to meld to your wrist all that easily. Along with these ones too, for these goddamn hornback straps. These things, yes, I understand it was a design, it was a vibe of the time, but these things do not conform to people's wrists at all. At all. So, yeah, take that into account. But um, as I was blabbing about that, that's nice. I mean, fully factory diamond out AP offshore. I mean, it looks cool, but those goddamn straps, those goddamn straps. And people who have owned them or um, experienced them will know, like, yeah, those straps just don't. They don't want to. They don't want to go onto your wrist. They just want to fight you every step of the way. And but this is fucking. This is another fucking cool watch. God damn, it's fucking Vacheron Constantin. This is cool. I mean, fully skeletonized. I understand skeletonization isn't everyone's cup of tea. It's really not mine either. But something like this, it's like this is fucking respect. Like that's cool to make a movement this complicated and go. You know what? Um, let's just make this whole portion right here from around the 9 o'clock over to about 7. Uh, let's just delete that space. Uh, that's pretty fucking cool. Let's just move everything into a small portion of the to one side of the watch and just go, yeah, let's show that off because why not? So I respect that. Even though, yes, on a watch like this, you God honestly won't be able to ever read the time, but that's not the point for a watch like this. That's cool as fuck though. I respect that. Um, and then another rare look. This time with the is it silver. Yeah, it's like a silver dial. I mean, it's really all of like, at least in the photo, um, it's all of one single tone. The only real difference on looks like any part of this watch is going to be the case back with the um, rotor in the back, but everything else is going to be the same sort of look, which, yeah, again, it's a look. Um, but if your wrist again is too small, then well, it's going to fight you every step of the way, times that you wear it. Important watches. I'll be honest, I don't know if I'd put Girard Perregaux on the list. Don't get me wrong, they make some cool ass watches. They like bridges a lot from what you can see here. And if the name, well, not the name, but if the logo that's used also isn't an indicator of it, then yes, Gerard Perregaux likes to use bridges often. But this is fucking nice. This is a minute repeater? Hold on. Yes, it is. God damn. And platinum case. Cool as fuck. But I don't know if I call it an important watch necessarily. Like, yes, I understand. How many other triaxial tourbillon minute repeaters are out there? But like, you know, far less people know about something like this than they will I don't know, even a fucking date 8. But still, respect it. Cool. Looks big as fuck, but cool watch. I was gonna say another Richard Mille. I think it's the first Richard Mille we've seen, which I'm a bit surprised by. I figured that we would have seen a Richard Mille very early on, but we're 70 some odd deep and we see our first RM. I'm just looking at the crown right now. The crown is interesting. I never noticed. I know that they always use rubber, or not always, but oftentimes we use rubber as a lining for it, but I've never noticed the pattern, especially on this one for the crown. I don't know, I'm getting like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle vibes out of it. I couldn't tell you why. But yeah, I mean, dope watch. Uh, carbon fiber case. I think it might have been the Quartz TPT, but yeah, I feel like the Quartz TPT is just plastic, but still, I dig it. I mean, it looks fun. I don't know if it's $509,000 worth of fun necessarily, but it's a cool watch. I dig what RM does from a distance perspective. I don't know if I'd personally buy one, but I can respect what they do from a distance and what they sort of bring to the table. And watch like this too, I also respect primarily because of just this kind of brutish fucking nature to be like, let's just take the pushers we have and just sort of make it about a fourth of the size of the rest of the case. How about we do that? Um, they look like fucking, and maybe there's the design aesthetic, but it looks like fucking concrete barriers you might see like on a freeway or something. I know it's a Michael Schumacher one, so maybe it has that racing inspiration in mind, but still, I can respect them for going, let's just make this thing fucking like as brutish as possible. Maybe not as brutish as the tactical AP that was done years back, but still, um, I think it's interesting. Like, one of the things that AP will do for plenty of their limited editions will do like kind of odd design cues. Oftentimes they will just change up the um, dial colors, dial design slightly, but I can respect something like this where they just sort of revamped the overall look and went, let's just do something a bit odd and come out with this. I think there's other ones that have this similar chronograph button structure, or I guess even crown guard structure too, but I like the execution of this one on here. Cool watch. Oh yeah, duh. So here you go. Oh, it's another Michael Schumacher, but still, I prefer the other one more. This one, nonetheless, though, it's like, yeah, it's also pretty cool. I mean, it's pretty much the same as the other one, except it's just in gold this time around, because the other one was titanium? Yes, titanium. Okay. Oh, it's a sticker. I was like, the fuck kind of metal is that? But that makes sense, a sticker. I mean, that's pretty cool. Just kind of bought it and be like, yeah, we're just gonna sit on this for a while. Not gonna wear it. But it's interesting. It'd be what it do. All right, moving on. uh, Another Royal Oak. I dig it. Oh, Tiffany dial. The Tiffany blue uh, petite tapisserie dial. What? No, I know it's not. Actually, oh shit, it might be. No, it's not. Maybe not. Um, yeah, that's cool. Just kind of, it feels like they sort of looked at the Daytona and went, we can do that too. Just kind of getting that vibe out of it. Moving on to, ooh, a Fleet to 4, the Simplicity. Yeah, these are cool watches. Very, I mean, as the name sort of implies, simplicity, very simple in its execution, but goddamn, these things are fucking beautiful. Yeah, again, simple, but, you know, refined as shit. Yeah, those are fucking nice. It's really fucking nice. Yeah. And then moving on to another Vacheron. There was, we saw this one, right? Yeah. I mean, not this specific one. I understand this one is got blue, probably blue sapphires, um, and the adorning jewel set lugs, diamond set lugs, sapphires, yeah, sapphires. Um, but yeah, I mean, it's a cool watch. Thankfully, they actually did something a bit more contrasty with the hands. It looks like, at least in the photo, than they did with the previous one. The previous one was sort of like, yeah, just fuck you. But this one kind of gives you a little bit of that hope to potentially catch a glimpse of the time at some point in your life. But pretty cool. I dig Vacheron constantly for doing what they do. See, this is some shit I want to see more. Fucking give me these like true piece unique fucking old ass pocket watches. That's what's up. Like, I respect that. That's cool shit. Is anybody ever gonna wear it? Probably ever fucking not though. Goddamn. But I respect the fact that it exists. Oh, it's a JLC. I thought this was the Patek, um, the Patek Solar Trash Can. Actually, let me look it up. For those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, Patek Solar Desk Clock. Solar. Here we go. So, um, those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, Patek Philippe has these solar desk clocks that look like trash cans. Anyone who says otherwise is either blind or has never seen what a traditional sort of trash can will look like. But yeah, I thought it was that for a moment, but I was wrong. I got excited, but sadly, not anymore. Oh, Jesus Christ. God damn. Does it need to get that close in onto it? I don't know what the fuck I'm looking at. It's too goddamn close to get any sort of idea as to what the fuck I'm looking at. I'm just gonna look at the dial. That's cool as shit. It's like a JLC Atmos, basically, yeah. That's fucking nice. That's cool as shit. Damn, they have everything sort of in this wooden watch casket, if you will. Um, that's cool though. I dig the fuck out of that. From a horological perspective, oh sweet. I thought this was um, it's the other uh, desk clock. Also kind of like a trash can, but not quite the same. You know, a little bit different, but like, you know, it's got baccarat crystals in it, so that's cool, I guess. I don't know if it's 191,000 US dollars cool, but like I guess someone might feel that way. But I'm just gonna kind of leave that and move on. Um, yeah, I mean, I see that it's Nautilus, and I'm probably gonna see plenty of these uh, in this specific auction, but like, nah, Nautilus is a what can I say that really hasn't been said about Nautilus? But to me, I feel like I've been kind of a bit dulled by seeing Nautilus now. Like I see him fairly often, and uh, when you kind of experience 4 or 5, you sort of experience them all, if you will. But like, I know a lot of people fucking love this watch. It, it's nice. I'm looking at the Lumon here. thought they were like orange sapphires for a second. I was like, oh, actually, but no, that's cool. I mean, that's all I can kind of say about them. Like they're cool and they are very important, but um, I'm a bit dulled by their appearance now. Um, in a similar way, I kind of feel about this. Like these are cool, but I've not been a fan personally of the way these are laid out. To me, it's very complex and done extremely simply, and I think this is probably one of the best ways you can do it given the real estate space that Patek Philippe has worked with for themselves on these watches. But it's just so fucking much information. It's like super clean, sterile, and then just like a bunch of fucking like noise in the center. It's like holy fuck. So they kind of play those two worlds. Interesting. This particular Longines. I know nothing about this watch, to be honest. Um, the only thing I know is that I dig the fuck out of those lugs there. They look like a mixture between um, fish tails and like what is it? Like airplane wings from like a side, but like in a very like cartoonish way. Uh, but yeah, that thing is pretty cool. Oh, that's why. Okay, it's Andy Warhol's. Okay, so that makes sense. I'm like, I'm not sure if it's 25K cool, just because most Longines don't have any care or attention given to them, even though they have some incredible ties to uh, prominent figures in history. Um, I don't know if they're really touching 25K, but Andy Warhol's personal collection, that makes sense. But nice fucking watch. Dig the fucking lugs once again. Interesting. I know nothing about this Cartier. There's not a whole lot I can say about it besides it looks cool. Um, dig the Breguet hands there on the Cartier. Respect that. But yeah, ah, the Cartier crash. These I always think look pretty cool. I know they're rare watches, like actually rare watches, not in the same way um, that other auction houses will say the word rare, but these, I mean, they're pretty cool. Just the fact that you have this like very strange case, and a lot of people find the design to be ugly, which like yes, it's very, uh, you know, very divisive in that regard, but like fuck it, dog. Why not? Just have fun with it. Have fun with a certain watch and go, yeah, this is really or really hard to get, and it's gonna cost you like over 50 grand to get one. But yeah, a lot of people say it's ugly as shit, but you're like, yeah, whatever. You just move on with your life because you have this shit on. Similar again. I mean, Cartier Crash. I don't know if I personally would like it as much as this uh, diamond-studded configuration, but hey, you know what? Teach their own. Still cool though. This is interesting. This is pretty interesting. From 2000s, to say it has a very late 90s design, and goddamn, it does. I've personally not seen its particular reference before, um, but I kind of dig it. I mean, it's a bit outside of what Patek would do normally, and goddamn, I don't think they'd ever do this nowadays, just because, again, this feels like a 90s watch. And I respect the design of it. Just the fact that they're like, yeah, you know what? Fuck it. We're gonna make it this way. I don't know if I've seen too many. This must be a case back sticker because I'm like, I haven't seen too many Patek Philippe watches with this kind of like stamping of their name on it and everything. But I think it's a sticker on the case back. Uh, Nonetheless, though, I mean, I dig the look of it, but I can assume that many people would just look at this shit and go, fuck that, and move on throughout the day because, nah, this is also pretty nice. Very much reminds me of that Philippe de Four, but obviously the Philippe de Four is going to be leagues nicer. Not to say that this isn't nice, but um, keep shit real. And I dig the way this looks. Yeah, I dig it. I mean, I don't know if I'd ever fucking wear it, but like, I dig the design of it, especially those lugs. Holy shit. God damn. I respect the fact that AP was like, let's just fucking make it. Like, there's like, but why not? Like why? But yeah, no, but why not? Give me a good reason why not. Um, 8 good reasons laid out, and they're like, yeah, but I'm just gonna do it anyways. I respect that. You go, AP. Another I'd say another Aquanaut. Yeah, I mean Aquanaut. That's cool. Far fewer models will have the bracelets, so it's always cool and interesting to see the bracelets um, when they're around. But yeah, Aquanauts are cool. I don't know if this has the piece dial on it. It doesn't look like it. That kind of grand piece dial. I don't see it on here, but um, yeah, I mean, it is what it is. It's neat. Moving on. Another one. I feel like if you do have this watch, though, you kind of have to get the crazy fucking colors that Patek Philippe has on offer for this specific size of strap, because it's like, why the fuck not? You get so many more color options on these uh, ladies models than you do the men's models, and yeah, like just fuck it. It's like, why not wear a dark red or pink um, fucking strap along with your Aquanaut? Like, why the fuck not? So, and they also have like a bright green, like a bright orange too. So, like, if you have this watch, you can take all the fucking crazy colors you can. Interesting. I dig this. I don't remember this model though, but I dig the use of red. I dig that a lot. 2010. Okay, so that makes sense. Actually, that case back and the rotor on the back too. Huh. That's pretty cool. Yeah, I mean it is what it is. It's an RM, women's RM, but I still dig it. Why does this look like some fucking fantasy ass fucking fairy tale watch? Like, don't get me wrong. Yes, I understand that might have been what they were going for, but like, god damn, I never seen this before. What if it's a quartz? Is it a quartz? 14. Does it say? Ah, yes, the E15. Yeah, cool watch. Again, fantasy as fuck, but cool in that regard. Um, these fucking burgers. I don't know if I've seen this one with the diamond-studded, um, like lug bulge, if you will, um, on these brigades. But that's kind of cool. Yeah, it reminds me a lot of like kind of the Frank Mueller design, but I feel like Breguet actually makes better watches than Frank Mueller overall. Yeah, interesting watch. Ooh, yeah, these are fucking cool. These closed enamel dials, or the um, I forget the name of the other dials, but they're the ones that are done in like with little, very thin sheets of wood, um, basically splinters, if you will, to paint a picture on the dial. But yeah, this is fucking cool. I would like to see more nature-inspired designs, not in this way that Grand Seiko does nature-inspired designs, but a little bit more like, in your face shit like this, or the Rolex Palm dials. I do kind of want to see more of that in the watch world because, well, why the fuck not? It just kind of makes it a little more fun. But yeah, I dig the fuck out of this with the depiction of a knight with these fireflies back there, and this is Iris. Yeah, it says Iris. But It's cool as shit. I dig it. I dig it. Yeah, not the same feeling for this fast run. That's not saying bad with it, but not my cup of tea. Oh look, the crown's on the back. Interesting. Like it's cool. 71. Oh god, so you have to fucking. Oh, you have to manually. God, I couldn't imagine manually winding this bitch. Holy shit, that must have fucking sucked. And just like, yeah, and then I gotta set the fucking time. Yeah, no one ever set the time of this fucking thing. No one, everybody who owned this watch previously just never actually wore it and made it work. They just put it on. They were like, fuck it. Ah, it's pretty cool. I dig this design here. Very kind of like that. What's his name? Andrew Grima design. For some of the Patek Philippe's. Kind of get some of those vibes for this, but I dig it. I don't see a crown though, so it's a crown. Oh, the crown's sort of hidden. That's cool. I respect that. I think it's pretty nice though. Good job, Patek Philippe. Early gem setting, obviously, but again, I kind of dig the overall look of it. Nice. The 5070. This is another cool watch. I dig this. I dig these ones. Nice fucking movement on these things. Big old fucking balance wheel. But yeah, these things are cool. These things are fucking cool. Ah, Cartier. I don't know exactly what it is I'm looking at in terms of like its significance. Is it pretty? Like, fuck yes. Um, but how significant is it? I have no clue. So there's that. But I always kind of dig when Cartier will do these. Interesting movement. Um, when Cartier will do these animal designs for themselves, usually like the panther. So I think it's pretty cool, but again, not everyone's taste on this shit. And then another Patek Philippe, the 5146. I'm not that good with Patek Philippe references. Most references in general, not, but definitely Patek Philippe references. Like, nah. Like I remember what they look like, but like, nah, can't remember the references on that shit. That and Omegas. Anybody who can remember the 59 digits of an Omega reference is terrifying. Terrifying individuals. This is also pretty cool. I dig the syringe hands that Patek Philippe uses on some of their models. Yeah, especially the newer ones. I'm trying to think of some older ones, but definitely newer ones. And yeah, from 2021 um, within that category. But a 51.7, yeah. And again, similar to how it was with the uh, Royal Oaks from earlier, I dig the use of Arabic numerals on a dress watch. Or I guess a dress E inspired watch. Because the other one that we looked at for the Royal Oak was offshore, I believe. But I still dig the use of it. Oh, that's what's up. 5077. Another cloisonné enamel dial. Oh, that's pretty cool. Again, like for these cloisonné um, dials and some of these like artwork dials that Patek Philippe will do, they basically are like one of a kind pieces. And like even though they might not always be something that I would wear, I can at least respect the fuck out of the fact that it exists and the level of work that went into creating something like this, and then just throwing it onto a watch and just being like, yeah, this is it. It's pretty fucking cool, isn't it? And then sort of existing. I respect that. Interesting JLC. Not a reverso, so as important, questionable, but yeah, pretty cool. Very Art Deco in its execution, and I dig the use of like the thrasher shark ass looking motif there instead of like a usual like fish. It's like, yeah, fuck it, thrasher shark. Um, I dig it. I always like case back designs whenever I can see them. Sometimes more than actual like exhibition case backs because it gives the manufacturer the ability to do whatever the fuck they want, um, and stamp on whatever the fuck they feel like. So I respect it like that, and always like to see manufacturers doing something on their case backs because it's oftentimes just a forgotten or blank Rolex space that's there, and Patek Philippe oftentimes too. But they put that shit there so you can engrave something, allegedly. Yeah, show part, yeah, important, debatable, but it's cool. I mean, I know that a lot of people don't like the women's watches, and yeah, I get it. They're oftentimes just very um, blinged out or you know, factory set models. So yeah, can't blame you. This is interesting. What the fuck am I looking at? The Gondola Cabriolet. Oh, so it's got this. So like, okay, it's like cabriolet, cabriolet. I don't know I don't know if they just put that on there, but this seems to be like a hood to help protect it. Let me see if there's a photo of it with the Let me see that shit with the hood down. This must be it. That's interesting. I dig that. So kind of like an early JLC, except while JLC was like, how do we protect our watch cases? Particularly about here, just like fucking just getting a carpenter to install a door on the front of your watch. So I respect that. It's from circa 2000, a modern day fucking door on my watch. All right, listen, I just respect it because like it fucking exists. Like don't get me wrong, it's fucking silly you have like a door for your fucking watch. It's a fucking trap door. Actually, it's a sun visor. Fuck it. It's a sun visor for your watch. But I respect the fuck that this thing even exists. Yeah, it's pretty cool. There's probably some like polo reference to those things, but I don't fucking know. Another interesting one. I mean, yeah, the 5146, so if those numbers mean something to somebody, but yeah, those are pretty cool. God damn. Yeah, throwing this shit on like that red strap from earlier, that'd be fucking funny. Um, yeah, I'm another Aquanaut. The quartz one is probably the quartz model. Yeah. Oh, no. Look at that. Not a quartz model. Automatic. Dope. Yeah. I mean, diamond set, case and bezel, so it is what it is. These are fucking cool. Yeah, the 5131s. Yeah, these world time watches. Yeah, fucking cool. One thing that I see sometimes with Patek Philippe, I don't know why when I see some of their, um, I guess, self-branding on watches, I don't know. I feel like it almost kind of cheapens it. Like if I feel like if it didn't, if the Patek Philippe, I mean, definitely the Geneva, you can get rid of that shit, dog. I know where that's coming from. Um, but like if you like got rid of the Patek Philippe name on the front, and then maybe like I don't know, put it on the back somewhere, like on the fucking lug, or just got rid of it entirely. Like I feel this design can still be passed off. People would know exactly what the fuck this is, and Patek wouldn't really have to place anything on there. And usually, like with the owner too, like knowing like this is theirs or what it is specifically, it's like yeah, I don't think you need to put it on there. So I always feel like having their own name on top like that or somewhere else in the dial, um, I always feel like it kind of like cheapens the look of it. But still, I think they're pretty cool, at least in terms of like the way that the dial looks. Um, I'll be real. I have no clue who Sarkar is. So for important watches, like I guess, but is there anything quick about it on here? Okay. I mean, 2009, quite the um, early existence, but I don't think I've heard of Sarkar before. I'll be real. Um, cool, I guess, but wait, self-rotating diamond? All right, so they just went fuck it. Why put a tourbillon and just throw in a diamond instead? Like, all right, but yeah, I'm gonna have to research this manufacturer after, just become familiar with them, but never heard of this before. And oh look, a Van Cleef. So this is pretty fucking cool. I dig Van Cleef. I mean, they do some interesting designs. A lot of it, yeah, will be kind of like celestial in nature, but yeah, I mean, it's cool. And I always respect a sapphire dial and the fact that you can have a sapphire dial on top of a, I guess, base dial, question mark, and having a cutout for it. Yeah, I can respect that. I can respect the fuck out of that. I think it looks pretty cool. Don't know much about it, but still think it's pretty cool. Ah, yes. Is it the warranty box or is it the I just bought this shit box? Oh, it's the I bought this shit box. That's cool, I guess. 2016? God damn, it's fucking due for its first service, I guess. Yeah, actually, probably somebody who buys this will never have this shit ever opened up. This would be like the motherfuckers who have like, you know, some of the, like toys from the 70s where it's like, yeah, this shit ain't never coming out of the box. This is probably in that same exact category, that same camp. That shit ain't never coming out of that box. It's going to revert back to dust before it ever comes out of that box. Important watches. I guess the Chanel J12 is somewhere in that list if given enough spaces, but yeah, it's all right. These always have kind of a very light feel to them. I do respect Chanel for being like, fuck it, let's just use ceramic. I understand Rado did that far before, but still, I can respect the um, adventure into sort of at this point, or at that time when this came out, somewhat newer uh, territory. And I think the J12 looks overall pretty okay. Personally, I'm not sure how I feel about the bezel, but again, to each their own when it comes to um, stone setting on their watch. But some shit like this, I can respect this. Would I wear it? Fuck no. But do I respect the fact that this looks like the most ornate fucking flower you've ever stumbled upon? Yeah, sure, I respect that. But holy shit. Oh, interesting. So a little bit of a pivot point for your lug, I guess. I mean, I'm not. This probably would be, yeah. That would really, I guess, be a lug. And then you had to set that shit with usually a toothpick. No one's gonna be able to ever read that dial, but still, I respect the fact that it exists. And someone had the idea to go, yeah, let's just put this in the important watch auction. That's cool. Actually, let me see. I don't get the reference. 5975. Not gonna be able to remember that, but I can at least check it out. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Yeah, see, if you like with the other one with a close enamel dial, um, if Protect Philippe just put that shit on the back, it looks so fucking much nicer than putting that shit on the bezel. Yeah, I think it's cool. The pulsation style like that. I like the way that looks. That's pretty fucking nice. And their cheeky way of being like, yeah, you got platinum, by knowing we put a fucking diamond in between the lugs at 6. So have fun with that. I dig it. Another Patek Philippe 5971. That's cool. A lot of diamond set watches on here. Lots of them. I feel like there's a lot more gem set watches than uh, non-gem set. But interesting. Um, yeah, I mean, my feel in Nautilus is kind of the same, even when it comes to the chronograph models. Like, yeah, they're nice, but they are what they are. Moving on to a nice little Cartier. The Basculant. I'm trying to remember if the Basculant has the ability to flip out. I believe it does. Well, let me check to see. Cartier Basculant. Yeah, actually, it does flip out. Yeah, see, that's pretty cool. I respect when a manufacturer can go, you know what? Let's do something a bit different. And you want a travel clock? Fuck it. How about we make it a travel watch? Um, and have that shit flip out. Because we can. Because we fucking can. So yeah, I respect it. I think it's cool. Ooh, never seen one of these before. It's like the crash except uncrashed. Does that make any sense? The Cartier uncrash. But nonetheless, I think it's interesting. I mean, like you won't be able to read the time, but again, that's not necessarily the point for watches like this. So I think it's cool. Another boxed away Patek Philippe. Gone but not forgotten. Jesus, these things are fucking cool. I like these ones a lot. What the fuck was the name? The 5970. Yeah. Yeah, these things are cool. These things are really, really cool. Um, a little bit of a shame that it's going to have to live in this box for the rest of its existence. But you know what? I like that they're made. I respect it. This is also pretty cool. Uh, these cob trawlers. Again, kind of creating somewhat of a nature scene. And damn it, the hands too. I never noticed with the hands on here. That's cool as shit. That's a fucking attention to detail. It's like, you know what? Let's just make the hands, not only do they contrast, because you have one side that has um, these lines. That's the only way I can really think of it. I don't know if they're actually like chiseled into the hands or not. But yeah, I mean, they give off contrast. Better than what fucking Daytonas will do, so fuck yeah. Damn, and that fucking buckle too. God damn. So yeah, gem set for the fucking dial, bezel, crown, and the fucking buckle. Damn, but then you get a tang. Fuck it though. That's cool shit. Respect. Oh sweet, here it is. The you have the boxed version and the unboxed, right? Was it the 5170? 5970. Damn. Fuck it. Get the 51 and 5970. This is fucking nice. I'm a huge fucking sucker. I'm saying the biggest sucker for blue dials. But I'm just a big ass sucker for blue dials, and these things are gorgeous. Yeah, fucking gorgeous, gorgeous watches. And these are nice too. These regulator ones, and I dig the look of the uh, dials on here with that vertical brushing to it. I love the way these things look. A lot different than what Patek Philippe would do, and definitely something that I wouldn't expect Patek Philippe to have ever made, but they did, and I gotta commemorate them for that. Good going, fucking Patek Philippe. They don't need my any praises and shit, but still, I respect the fuck out of that. And even have it in a dark gray dial like this. Again, with that, let's take a look at the movement. That's what's up. Um, but in this dark gray, vertically brushed aesthetic, I like that a lot. Looks really nice. Another Cartier. Um, Similar to some other Cartiers, as I've seen on here, I don't know what the fuck I'm looking at. I don't know if it's something special, um, or not, but it's cool. I dig the way the bracelet looks, how they had basically each one of these kind of independent in the sense that they can kind of like swivel a little bit. So it looks comfortable, but mm, again, I don't know what the fuck I'm looking at. And then particularly 5711. I will hold true that the Seiko 5 Nautilus is perhaps the most um, true to copy watch Seiko has done, or most manufacturers have done for this, because there's so many similarities. I mean, held together. I mean, this is held together by uh, pin and collar. I think the Seiko 5 is just like a pin that holds it in place, but it's like the old folded style pin ones. Um, not hacking seconds, not hacking seconds either. Date, that works. Both stainless steel, but yeah, I mean for these ones, like many people would have to argue that, or have argued that Patek Philippe needs to upgrade their Nautilus. Um, and sure, that might work. I mean, they upgraded it by not making it a thing anymore, I guess. But uh, to have something brand new in the sense of like Nautilus being up to par with the rest of what Patek Philippe has to offer, if not better, um, I think would be a very welcome change for Nautilus as a whole. Because the way these feel, like again, for me, handling a few Patek Philippe Nautilus, you kind of handled them all. And yeah, I think they're cool, but like, I feel like this is cooler, if I'm gonna be real. Um, and I don't even know what the fuck this is, but I do respect the fact that the bezel on this thing is fucking insane. Look at this. I mean, so you have this portion that starts at 12, and it spirals itself out until it ends at around the 9 o'clock on the like most further periphery of the bezel, and the fact that the bezel sort of swoops down and almost under the initial, yeah, that's fucking cool as shit. That's cool as shit. So I respect that, and I dig that Patek Philippe would just even do something along these lines. I've again uh, not seen this watch, not familiar with it, but 4968, yeah, I think it looks design-wise at least cooler than that Nautilus before. But that's just me. Interesting. 5947. Yeah, it's cool. I mean, it's pink as fuck. If you like pink, this is right up in your alley, but that's neat. Moving on to a JLC. Again, not a reverso. I don't think we've seen a reverso yet. Interesting. I would consider the reverso to be pretty important, but you know, that's just me. This is the same, yeah, the same one from earlier. The ideally, ideal. I don't fucking know. Cool, I guess. Moving on again to, yeah, I mean, again, the Nautilus. I do like the way these ones are because they, I mean, yes, I know these are like, I think these are the smallest versions of the Nautilus. Um, but I like the way the hands look, and I like the way the dial loom is laid out for basically all the dials on these models. Um, yes, they're like blockier, they're more uh, just like kind of noticeable, uh, but I dig them. I think they look fun. They don't feel as stuffy as the previous, like the 5711. These kind of just do a little bit more of a fun design. Uh, but yeah, I mean, I think the dial in here looks kind of cool. I'm not gonna front. But again, my opinion still stands. Yeah, it's dope as shit. There's something about these really, high-end, rare watches staying in boxes like this. Interesting move. But this is cool. I fuck with this. I know it says email, but it's enamel. Just, you know, it's not email. My biggest thing is here where it says tourbillon. It's like, or even the movement. I believe that's the movement, right? Does it say? Yes. Um, I give a pass to Seiko for printing the movement number on their dials, but I don't know if I do that for Patek Philippe as much. Um, I understand that, like, you know, some people might want to know it's tourbillon, but the movement, do they really need to know that shit? Can they just flip it over? And for tourbillon itself, um, I don't know how I feel about that print on the dial either. It's like, if you're gonna go for something like this, you kind of already know this is gonna be something a little bit more special, especially when you have a minute repeater function on there as well. It's like, yeah, the tourbillon, yes, exists, but like it's almost secondary to some of its other primary functions. So, like, yeah, it's cool as fuck, and the price sort of dictates that as well. But I don't know how much I fuck with the tourbillon and uh, movement number being printed onto there. But hey, Patek Philippe fucking did it. No, yo, master compressor. Um, yeah, this one is like the. That's cool. I dig that logo. I don't know if I ever noticed that logo on any of the other uh, JLC or like for the 1000 master hours kind of compressor designed case back like this before, but I feel that. That's cool. Something very like 1950s like, design about it. Not this, not the dial. Goddamn, no, not the dial, but the case back itself. Um, yeah, it's pretty interesting. I guess if it speaks to you, then I guess it does, but not to me, man. These are always pretty interesting too. I mean, they're super just like minimal in their execution because it's two-hander, hours, minutes, and that's it. I enjoy the execution of the dial on here in terms of just, yeah, Patek Philippe Genève, and like it's super fucking clean. Granted, yes, I understand that it's also a bit boring as well, but it's super, super fucking clean. And then the Nautilus, the 5980. Like I dig the fact that it's a flyback chrono, but like again, um, seen a few, seen them all. These are actually pretty interesting watches. The Calatrava Pilot. I do think H. Moser did the better job of kind of doing these. I enjoy the fact that H. Moser uses like, blocks of loom. Was it the Global Light or something? And um, I agree that Patek Philippe did a good job, but fucking H. Moser just fucking did a even better job with the dial. Cool movement. I dig it. And I kind of dig these overall looks of these like pilot style esque watches. Um, but I wouldn't expect, and I don't think anybody really expected when Patek Philippe did this particular model, uh, that this style was going to be what they went for a short period of time. But again, respect the fact that Patek Philippe did it, if anything else. This is cool as fuck, and I fuck with these dials. These, I think people heard them called like ombre dials, correct? I think so. I think it's like an ombre. Basically where you have more color in the center, and as it fades out to the periphery of the dial, you begin to get the darkest of whatever color dial it is. Usually it comes down to it being black, but I've seen it before with reds, blues. I think I've seen a green one before too, but nonetheless, I love every execution of them that I've ever seen, and for this Patek Philippe, it's probably the best of um, these style of dials. And the fact that everything on here is laid out the way it is a fucking beautiful watch. Like truly a fucking beautiful watch. The 5205. Yeah. I mean that looks fucking nice as shit. And then you got something like this, the 7071. This TV-esque style, very 1970s, but pareidolia again, two eyes in the mouth. Um, but very cool that Patek Philippe would just do something like this. And the fucking movement too. Like, talk about no room for, anything else. Just the movement, and here you go. And here's the movement, and you get a little bit of the case off to the side, but you're getting the movement, and you're back here because you need to see the movement. So that's pretty cool looking. I don't know if I've ever seen one without diamonds on the, I guess, dial periphery like this, but again, I really dig the TV style, or that cushion style, or square offish style case. And then another Nautilus 5740. Oh, cool. Comes with one of the little rotating travel pouches. That's dope. It's like a little watch winder in there. It's pretty cool. But yeah, interesting. Moving on to another Patek Philippe, 5951. I dig it. I think I've only seen these once before because it's not ringing too much of a bell, but I dig the way this looks. Talk about panda, the true panda look on this watch. Screaming one at that. But yeah, I feel like this is a really good execution of a bunch of complication in a clean layout, even though you have more holes than a Swiss cheese wheel um, on the dial here for the uh, it's like it's gonna be for the running seconds and then for the chronograph seconds, and then you have a you know uh, leap year indicator, sorry, day night indicator, leap year indicator. This is gonna be day of the month, day of the week, month, and then, well, date. But the way that it's laid out, very nice and very straightforward. Plus a moon phase on top, and yeah, you know, fucking monopressure chronograph. That's fucking cool as shit. Yeah, I dig it, just by how much information they're able to put on there. Then you have something like this, which is kind of the complete opposite. You go from complicated to complicated in a different way. Um, yeah, I think for a Van Cleef and Arpels, they do some incredible dials, especially with these more like I said like earlier, like wanted to see more nature designs, stuff like this. Like yes, this is a nature design for one of their watches, um, and I think it's fucking cool. Yeah, I dig it. You go Van Cleef and Arpels, but um, yeah, 5396 on the Patek Philippe, cool watch. I'm not too familiar. I've seen plenty of Calatravas that look very similar to this, but time only. Um, yeah, I kind of dig the way it looks. I think it's cool. I don't know if I'd personally wear it all that much, but I can dig it. I mean, these are kind of the ones that I kind of dig a little more. The 5205. Yeah, that's also pretty cool. I really like the way that these dials are laid out, especially having the calendar functions, or at least the majority of the calendar functions, um, up on the top portion of the dial. I think it looks cool to break it up and make it look like that. And then another Patek Philippe 3970. I think it's cool. I mean, this is the one where I feel like is a lot more obviously um, chaotic in the dial layout. I mean, just by looking at the movement, you can kind of tell that the front is going to be something uh, fucking crazy. And you know what? It is. But yeah, I mean, it's cool. Again, super complicated, but yeah, it is what it is. I'm just more focusing on the nightmare scenarios of having to get everything set and trying to figure out, if you don't know, um, which one of these buttons controls what. Uh, the correct to push. All right, am I gonna change? Am I gonna change the date, or am I gonna change the fucking month? And then you press and you all fucks the moon face. So, um, yeah, I think they're always kind of fun, but complicated as shit. Again, kind of going to the Calatrava pilot times for these ones. Personally, I think H. Moser did better, and these are cool watches. A bit out of left field for Patek Philippe, but they are what they are. Another cool one here, the 5230. Yeah, these things have a very crisp and like nice actuating feel when setting um, the time zones on here. So it it's fucking nice. But like overall, like this is a fucking nice watch. No real case back of it, but you have an exhibition case back on these things. So they're cool, but yeah, I mean, majority of that's gonna be on the dial itself, and they're nice fucking watches. Another Patek Philippe, obviously, 7099. Not familiar with this model at all. I am familiar that these straps will begin to tear apart in about 38 hours after you first start wearing them. So have fun doing the constant strap changes on something like this. But yeah, it looks all right. Just thinking it's like, oh damn, it's that RM from earlier, but no, not even close. And then another Nautilus because it's not complete. Or any watch auction is not complete with at least 10 different Nautilus on here. I think we're on 7 or 8 now, maybe? Question mark? I forget exactly how many. They all sort of flew by my memory, but yeah. Oh, actually, interesting. Okay, yeah, 3 dots for the power reserve, but yeah, I guess a Piaget. Yeah, they get a little stretchy with that important watch idea. Like again, this might be an important watch depending on how many slots you want to give that chart, but I think this is nice, at least again from the perspective of I'm happy that it exists. Oh, it's a quartz watch, so just set it in once and not have to set it again for a few months. Um, but like I respect that it exists and that a high level of work went into getting something like this made to reality, but still. Another Nautilus, a 7118. Again, I dig the hands and dial styles of these particular Nautili. Nautili? Nautilisi? These particular Patek Philippe Nautilus, but um, yeah, it's kind of about it where I go to. This is cool. Not only is this cool because it's a fucking um, I know I'm trying to remember the name without actually reading the name. I forget the name. Um, yeah, the Celestial ones, yeah, Celestial. Um, Not just that, but the fact that it's got two fucking kinds of metals. Am I seeing that correctly? Um, Platinum and pink gold. Yeah, fucking like two-tone, but it's just like the next step above stainless steel, or bronze and titanium. because you don't want to have a bronze case back usually. But yeah, that's an interesting call. And again, goddamn, Patek Philippe Genève right there is just like such a nice look, and then you just get this shit. I don't know why. At least I will grant to him, it is better than putting it on the bezel, but it's platinum, so if they had a chance, they probably would. But yeah, I mean, these things are really cool in person to see. Um, these uh, sapphire dials are incredibly cool to see. Um, I haven't seen one personally where it's been this bright. Usually they're a lot darker in their execution, but nonetheless, it's super fucking cool. And the fact that this is two-tone, but you have platinum and gold, that's pretty fucking tight. And then on the Patek Philippe, a 5140. Again, sterile dial on top, and then just like a fuck ton of noise down at the lower half of the dial. But yeah, it's cool. Nice movement. I don't know why you kept the sticker on there, but that's fine. Moving on. Didn't we just say this shit? Yeah, I know the different references, but like, you know, I feel like they're the same fucking watch. 5372, sorry, 5327. Um, cool, I guess. Like, oh, it comes with all of the goodies too. Oh, and the corrector pusher, and you got the gold case back. That's what's up. Patek Philippe's like, yeah, dog, you can keep the gold. Here you go. Merry Christmas. This is cool. 5970. Yeah, it's probably the photo. I'm assuming it's the photo. What the fuck is up with the hands, and why is the crown like, you know, um, like the ghost mirror of the crown? I understand it's a high polished watch, but like I don't think I've ever seen the crystal or crown like that. And again, the hands on here, um, curious about them. Are you okay, bro? But yeah, I mean, things I like the blue dial variant of this one, but I think that one's in the box. But still, cool watch, but I like the box version of it more. This shit. This is the shit that I always feel like whenever I fucking see it. It's um, the part that bothers me the most about like the Patek Philippe Geneva thing, because God fucking damn it, like the way this looks, it reminds me of what was the name of that film? I'm gonna look it up real quick. I think it the was it the body the fuck. Okay, it was there's a certain fake watch in a certain movie. I'm trying to remember the name of the goddamn film. It had Ryan Reynolds in it, and there was a fake Patek Philippe that was in there, and the text on there looked very similar to this, and I think it was trying to copy one of these watches. But ever since seeing that, I'm like, you know what? That's exactly what it feels like. This feels like some fake ass like um, counterfeit fucking text. And I know it's legit, and I know this is extremely rare in a very, very complicated watch. But when I see that fucking dial text on there, I'm like, you know what? That's fucking hideous. And yeah, again, I understand. Like, you have all this shit. Again, fucking tourbillon and the fact that you have the movement. I have no clue why you need that, but so be it. But yeah, I mean, bro, it's fuck ugly. Moving on. But technically beautiful. Don't get me wrong. Fuck ugly design wise, but technically gorgeous. My god. 5146. Cool watch. I dig the fact that these are the ones that have like loom hands. Just like the pop of, or not a pop, it's like a touch of loom. I respect that. And the fact that Tiffany & Co. gets 12 o'clock position as opposed to Patek Philippe. And you also have the goddamn Paradolia kicking in again. It's like an upset clown. Jesus. Cool. Moving on to another Patek Philippe, the 5205. Okay, yeah, again, this one just having the um, gray and black dial. Damn, the one time somebody actually um, engraves the case back. Patek Philippe's like, no one's ever gonna engrave this shit. And they put an exhibition on. Fuck it. Yeah, but it's cool though. I dig it, but um, I would go for the blue one personally. But that's, you know, to each their own. So 5040. Another cool watch. Jesus Christ. Get any fucking closer. Cool watch because I really do like the design of the case itself. I always like a bit of an offset case design. Yeah, these things are cool. And then another Nautilus. I mean, like, I like that it's got a green dial this time, and that the wave motif is on the dial. Wait, is this green or is it fucking brown? My colorblind ass. God damn it. I mean, the motherfucking shit grayed out. Okay. Neither of them. Motherfuck. So, yeah. Um, is that fucking great? Whatever. Moving on. Another Nautilus. 5726. Moon phase. Calendar. Oh, it's Tiffany & Co. I think the other one is Tiffany & Co. as well. Um, but yeah, so. And for those of you who actually want to, don't get me wrong, the movements are beautiful, but again, the watch, it's like, all right. Moving on. Another Nautilus, obviously, 5711, but this time is the gold version, or yellow gold version. Yellow gold or pink gold? Pink gold version. Yeah, it be, oh, Jesus Christ. It is what it is. 5980, same, I mean, yeah. Looks like whoever had this probably all came from the same collection of somebody who owned like a fuck ton of Patek Philippe Nautilus with Tiffany stamp dials. Um, I don't know if there's that Tiffany stamped Power Reserve dial. Those ones are dope. Those are really only Nautilus I really like. Um, but those are dope as fuck. This is also dope as shit too. The fucking Explorer 2 for thy spelunkers. I'm looking at the crown logo. Is that talk about that? I feel like the crown logo looks a lot different than what I remember. Um, even the Explorer 2s. Maybe I'm tripping out. Anyways, these things I think are pretty fucking cool. I mean, they have this giant ass fucking 20, 24-hour hand here. That's just there to show you, yeah, you've been in the dark for like, you know, 4 days now, and well, here's what the time is still. I think it's pretty fucking cool, and the fact that you have a a fixed bezel, I think it's pretty fucking cool. I really like the way these look. These are some of my favorite early sport model Rolexes, just because there's like, it almost felt like Rolex was just like, who else can we make fucking sport watches for? Like badminton players, who else can we do shit for? And they go like, let's do spelunking. Yes, thank you. I appreciate it truly for making some like this and for designing a watch to go, yeah, yeah, we're stick with this. I respect it. And then the other Explorer 2, um, not nearly as like chaotic. I mean, yes, I understand. Looks like it has a spider dial on it, but that's just a design flaw. Let's be real. But yeah, I think it's cool. Again, not as insane as the other one, but yeah, alright, they're cool. Ooh, the Comex ones. I mean, really, there's, for the Comex ones, it was, a portion of it for the dial, and then the portion the fact that you had the helium escape valve um, at the 9 o'clock there, which always looks a little funny, just because like that probably was a fucking nightmare to engineer. But the simplicity of it just is just like someone cut a hole into it. They took like you know a fucking drill. They drilled it and they just like filled it in with like a little plug of metal. But yeah, I mean, I think it's a cool. I feel like the hands must have been changed at some point because goddamn, like how different those things are in comparison to the rest of the dial. Like just the lume on it is so much more bright. Yeah, it must be because goddamn. Anyways, though, another Rolex, the 16018 with a that's how you fucking knew you had the power to be like, just make me with a fuck I want Rolex, and Rolex is like, yeah, sure, we'll do that for you, dog. For a yeah logo on the dial like this. I mean, don't get me wrong, they even did that for the fucking for Chevy too. The Chevy dials are dope as hell. Those are some dials I kind of want to see come back, but in like different formats. But most likely not ever. But still, I guess one can kind of dream. It's nice. But confetti dial. So I won't lie, I'm not extremely up on all of the different various Rolex dial configurations. This one for the confetti dial, I can only assume that means that the dial is going to be, well, spotted. Yeah, and you go back and read up a little more on that, but yeah, I mean, it's white gold day date. It's cool. I dig it. And then Daytona. Yeah, these ones, I've experienced a few of these in my life so far, and I will say that each time, well, not each time, but the first time I ever experienced one, there's so much hype I had in my head about this thing, and I was so excited to see it. But when I finally did, it was like, eh. It was just like, eh. There wasn't anything to it. It felt very just like, okay, whatever. I mean, at the end of the day, it's just that. It's kind of like an old, outdated watch, but it's got a lot of heritage and history behind it, and a lot of lore to it as well. But like, it just feels like an old watch. It's not a terrible thing, but it's not something that um, I'd hold in the super high regards about. But you know, it's cool. I dig them, but I feel like they're just sort of meh. But these are pretty cool. I dig these ones, GMT Master 2s. The sort of first iterations with this aluminum bezel insert. Yeah, I think these are cool watches. Just in case you ever forget your reference number. But yeah, I think they're cool. I dig them. I do these ones a little more. Yeah, these 1675s, and it said long E. Again, the not too up on all the Rolex dial lore, I guess is the best way to put it. But I've always dug some of the um, fading that can happen and how each of them will fade a little bit different over time. I know that's really just like, cope way of saying um, I'm fine with the build quality of these things being inferior, but they're cool. I think they're cool. The fact that even for these ones you have the very small um, GMT hand, I kind of like that. Even though the Explorer 2 had that fuck off sized uh, hand for the spelunkers, something like this, like, yeah, it's small. Is it as legible as the previous hands or the hands to come after? No. But, it's there. So you can read the hours, but it's not super in your face. And I kind of dig Rolex for trying that out and throwing it out there. Uh, this is Interesting. Cream color dial. Yeah, no shit. This was more yellow than the beach model we saw in the very early part. But yeah, it's cool. I mean, I did the fact that, again, they will begin to kind of fade to whatever it is. But hey, I think it's interesting. Speaking of the beach ones, back at it again. This one I feel like is a much darker green than the other one was. Um, I mean, not only the strap, but just the dial itself. But yeah, I mean, I can't think of anything new to say about these things. Cool watches, especially for the beach versions. These are some of my favorite ones. But yeah, like they're cool. Yes. The Milgauss is fucking dope. The 1019. Yeah, these things are fucking cool. Granted, yeah, you don't have you know, the funky lightning bolt seconds hand, but you know, overall, this thing looks pretty cool too. Pretty cool still, and the fact that you have these larger loom-filled hands, I think looks just that much more awesome. Granted, you have the fucking old ass style of bracelet here, so these things are pain in the ass to set and to size those old rivet bracelets, but yeah, still, Milkhouse is cool. And then another Submariner. Actually, I think this might be the second or third one. Yeah, but this is still pretty interesting. I don't know if I've ever noticed the hands being that different in comparison to the rest of the dial. I mean, that stark, they look like they're almost painted white. I think they're supposed to be like high polished white gold, but yeah, but they almost look fucking white. Like, again, like painted white. That looks cool. Yeah, the bracelet seems to be somewhat intact as well, so commendable. Respect the fuck out of that. And then another Daytona, fucking shit. I mean, these ones. I mean, it's got the zenith movement inside of it because the running seconds is at the 9 instead of 6, but like same again for these ones. Like the contrast in the hands is just not enough to actually read the damn thing. But still, and I feel the same exact way about the black one too. Same exact fucking way about the black one. Again with the zenith movement, but you know, fuck all trying to read what the time is on these things typically, especially in brighter lights. But maybe the dials kind of faded out and lost a lot of that glossiness to it. But who's to say? And then a sea dweller, because why not? I don't know if that's just me, but yep, nope, nope, nope. Yeah, god damn, it's fucking filthy. And a lot of damage, at least right here to that specific link. You can see where it kind of has begun to quite literally corrode itself away. God damn. Let's put this shit through like an ultrasonic at some point. Lord have mercy. Or maybe they wanted to keep all the original dust and dirt, from uh, when it was first worn. But still, Jesus. Cool watch. I mean, a lot of people love the Comex Sea Dwellers, so hey, if it sings to you, it sings to you. This is kind of a little more my alley, some shit like this, where you have a single red. I know this makes it a lot more um, desirable and expensive of watch, but goddamn, like, that is pretty fucking cool. I don't know if I remember this style of bracelet before. That sort of folded link design. When was this? 73? I guess so. Yeah, yeah. I don't know. Probably blanking out on it. I don't know why, but still, it's actually a cool shot of it. Yeah, I dig it. And these are fucking cool too. Goddamn. These are kind of the ones I hope to see a little more often. These pop up, these old uh, Rolex models from the 40s and 30s and, you know, even like some of the very early 50s ones. But this is cool. This is pretty fucking cool. Yeah, pre-Daytona, if you will. But they still kept that case back, you know? Not showing you anything inside of it. Cool watch though. I dig it. Ah, and the wood dials. Wood dials are always really fucking cool. I enjoy Rolex for utilizing wood or like more natural dials, like wood dials, stone dials, things along those lines, and doing a consistently good job every single time. And the fact that they've kind of been doing it consistently for decades now. I mean, this is probably what, from the 70s, 80s, 87. Um, but yeah, the fact that the stuff still is still kind of made and is still around. Again, like a more natural dial from Rolex, so I respect it. And wood dial, this is definitely fucking 80s feeling. Yellow gold with that wood color to it. Yeah, it just feels fucking 80s. And then another Rolex because why not? Nice white gold? Platinum. Sorry. Nice platinum day-date model here. I mean, you got rid of um, the smooth bezel for a diamond bezel, so why the fuck not? But also a diamond dial, so double up on the diamonds there. But still, it's cool. It be what it is. I thought it was dented right there for a moment. I was like, God damn, but it's not. But then, surprising, a newer Submariner two-tone one. I mean, these are cool. Maxi case and with the ceramic bezel insert. But yeah, I mean, they're cool. I feel like these are almost like too new to really say anything um, like like extra about it. But they're cool. They're nice watches. And then another Daytona. I feel like we've seen these Daytonas. Yeah, I can't say anything different. These are interesting. Kind of the very early Daytonas before they were Daytonas, more or less. And yeah, large pushers for the chronograph. Like it's an interesting watch. I don't know if Rolex had any clue as to what they were brewing up, years down the road with the popularity of these things, but they're cool. Same sort of issue though. I mean, the goddamn hands are so fucking small. Good luck reading the time, but so be it. This is dope as shit with a Bakelite bezel, the 6542. Yeah. Um, these Bakelite bezels are so fucking cool. And it's a fucking Tiffany & Co. Damn. That's pretty tight. I'm just more infatuated by the Bakelite bezel that's used onto here. Yeah. I personally think these are really fucking cool watches. I like the GMT Masters, um, and the fact that you have a odd bezel like this that's you know basically designed almost to just fucking fall apart in 40 years time. Be as nice as something like this. It's like, yeah, that's pretty fucking cool. I respect the shit out of that. And then another Rolex. Interesting though. I've never seen this model before. The 2508 from the 30s. Okay. With the Bucherer dial. This is fucking cool. I feel bad for the pusher at 2 o'clock, but I really dig the handset. Granted, yeah, the handset are super fucking small, but you also have fucking like 3 layers of chronograph to read through, so you know it's it's acceptable, I guess. I don't know if I've ever noticed Rolex do this. Must be very early ones that they put the case back stamping like that, but I dig it. It's cool. I dig very old Rolexes. More than I dig Nautilus, so we're gonna move past that and go to a Cartier, a Tortue. Interesting. Okay, so I'm trying to understand. I mean, so you got a retrograde day, and you also have a leap year indicator, month, and then how does one tell the, oh shit, that's what it is. I was like, how does somebody tell the date? It's the biggest fucking hand on the dial. Go figure. So, that's kind of cool. Damn, someone had small wrists. The way that this, how far that upturns into there. You gotta get a new strap. Partner. That's cool. Yeah, it's an interesting design from Cartier. Don't expect that too much. It's kind of tight. Um, I forgot that this Bulgari existed, but it's pretty cool. Like, it's not my cup of tea, I will admit, but again, I can respect the fact that this was just made and was like, yeah, let's just make this. Well, why? Well, why not? And they were like, okay. And especially for an edition of 10 pieces, it's like, yeah, this isn't something you're going to be able to walk into and just pick from a catalog. Like, this is some special shit. So I respect the fact that that got created. Another Nautilus, the 5990. I believe this is one of the most complicated. Um, I'm probably mistaken, but I think it's cool, just from the complexity standpoint. Um, that's about it. A David. David. 28.8. Oh shit, they stole Gerard Perregaude's bridge. Which Gerard Perregaude gonna put their tourbillons onto now? Oh shit. Yeah, I think it's interesting. Like, I like some of the other things that David has done in the recent past. This doesn't quite speak to me the same way some of their other models do, but it's interesting. I can respect a company for doing something like this. Yeah, moving on. Yeah, this is the fucking shit. This is the fucking bee's knees shit. I'm a big fanboy of H. Moser and C, and the Streamliner is beautiful, beautiful fucking watch. And again, I believe this might have the Global Light loom hands on here, but yeah, I feel like this kind of dial configuration is like, to me, I would consider quintessential Streamliner. Um, Gorgeous fucking way that it's designed. And H. Moser does these Fume dials incredibly well. Plus the bracelet on here is, oh shit. It looks almost organic in its execution. And um, I respect the fuck out of that. Like, looks like there's been fucking like millions of years of evolution to get to this fucking point in the way that it's designed. In other words, it reminds me of a fucking lobster. But yeah, it looks fucking pretty. There it goes. Yeah, that's fucking nice, dog. That's a cool ass watch. And then the other one. I respect the look at this one too. Um, I like the other one a little bit more, but I can enjoy a power reserve indicator that's a little bit, you know, I don't want to say it's hidden. It's definitely not noticeable, I feel like, as the date is, but the um, sort of simplicity of its execution I enjoy. And a movement that wasn't as, or isn't as complicated as the previous one, but still, this is also a very nice movement. Cool watch. Fucking love these things. And then a Vacheron. Not super familiar with the. I'm aware of the Harmony models, but not familiar with this one specifically. The 53,000. It looks cool. I mean, the pulsations dial, and I dig the hands on here. I'm a big fan of those kind of 1940s, late 30s esque hands. Not really sort of Art Deco, but I guess what would be Art Nouveau, whatever the fuck. But yeah, just the way that the hands look for the hour and minutes, I appreciate those. Yeah, I dig it. And yeah, the movement on Vacheron Constantine is like fucking phenomenal stuff. I love what Vacheron Constantine does often, not all the time, but very often. Um, yeah, speaking of ones that I don't love all the time, um, this one I feel like it's an interesting design to have a dual retrograde um, display for your watch. So you're like, fuck it, um, doing the day of the week, and then we're also gonna have the uh, month. Well, I guess the day of the month. But just the fact that like Thursday got fucked over, the whole thing, uh, kind of ruins the rest of the look. And I'm not to say I feel bad for Thursday, god damn it, but like it just feels like it's I don't know, it feels out of place. And I couldn't tell you why, but it does. And if that wasn't there, then I really like the look of it overall. But when I see that, I'm like, nah, not as much of a fan of this one specifically. But I appreciate you, Vacheron, and what you do. Thank you for your service. See, yeah, some shit like this. Like, why not? You know? Why the fuck not? Having these two, I believe this also, yeah, retrograde. Reminds me of dial, but just like hands in this particular um, dual uh, retrograde configuration looks. Because this looks reminds me, and probably reminds most people, of like a shit. I forget the name of that thing that like they have the pointy bit, and you have the pencil. You can like draw a perfect circle and get measurements out of it. I fucking forget the name of that shit, but yeah, that's what those hands are. For Glashut Original, granted, up there it is. That does, and the fact that something like this is around with this sort of you know radiating out from the tourbillon, sort of like sun effect. I don't think this is necessarily Côte Soleil, but this sun ray motif, I fucking dig that. Um, and the fact that it's kind of regulator-esque. I mean, you have the hours on the furthest periphery at the, the 12 to 5 o'clock, and then you have the minute hand in the center. Like, yeah, I kind of dig that just because it's a different way of telling the time, um, and sort of playing with like the idea of the sun being the tourbillon. So I respect it. I like it. And I like what Geo does. Many people do. Conquistadors are fucking huge watches. They're like 58 millimeters. Massive, massive fucking things. Um, the fact that it's also gem set and it's got a tourbillon is almost secondary to me. Outside of the fact that it's a fucking big ass Frank Mueller. So no thanks. Uh, fucking dope ass Patek Philippe 5160 with a fucking engraved dial. Yeah. You can take your gem setting and go home. Factory engraved. Uh, so I think it's a dial. Factory engraved case and bezel. Yeah. Also engraved dial too. I didn't realize that, but yes, an engraved dial as well. But yeah, this is fucking nice. And an engraved case back too, because fuck it, why not? It's like an officer style case back, so that thing's probably gonna pop open. Really dig the Patek Philippe um, self script there. I dig the fuck out of that. And yeah, again, fuck your factory gem set, factory engraving. Fuck yeah. Oh, and a Hublot. Most people hate Hublot. I don't see the reason hating Hublot, especially for some shit like this for the Sang Blues. Um, to me, this is fucking cool. And I know some people would be like, your shit is taste. And if you're this far into the stream and you're now going to turn it off after a hot take of opinion of Hublot does some cool shit every now and um, then like, what the fuck were you doing here the whole time? But yeah, so um, I will agree with the critics that say you can't read this for fuck's sake. Yeah, I know you can't. But a lot of these watches that we saw tonight so far, you couldn't fucking read anyways, even if you fucking wanted to. So the fact that the Sang Blue is going to be difficult to read, yeah, well, you know what? That happens. It might be better to see it in the dark than it is to see it in the light. But to have this particular kind of case design, like that, to me is impressive. Yeah, I think it just looks cool altogether. Again, I think Hublot does some cool stuff, primarily with materials. I know that's like their kind of biggest thing. Um, my brain is just realizing I'm looking at a code 1159 right now. Sorry. Um, but yes, I think they do some pretty impressive things with their case materials, and I dig what Hublot does. But on the other end of the spectrum, um, for the best of word, for the most high-end minimalist, quote unquote, four asterisks design that kind of, sort of, but doesn't really look like Daniel Wellington, um, the AP code 1159. But honestly, this thing's actually like in person. These watches are actually really fucking cool. Um, every photo I've ever seen one of these, they look like shit. But in the handful of instances where I have been able to experience these in person, I'm like, yeah, this is actually kind of cool. There's something different about these watches overall that I think is appealing, but I know they don't speak to everybody, and like not many people can actually see one of these in person because usually they're overtaken by all the Royal Oaks and things of that matter. But I think the 1159 is super underrated, but it those critics do have their merits of design choice issue. But again, I think they're pretty cool in person. A lot cooler in person than they are in any photo ever. And for something like this, yeah, I mean, this is probably going to be like one of the best ones you could kind of run across if you could, just because like of what the fuck it is. That's cool. Again, I'm not a huge fan of skeletonization, but goddamn, this can be appreciated by, you know, even the most ardent of skeleton haters. I know it's spooky season, boys, but still, that's a real fucking skeleton. But yeah, moving on now to Aquanaut. Cool. I mean, the white gold ones I think look, I feel cooler, but like neat, cool. Moving on for fucking Balan Blue, white gold tourbillon. That's pretty cool. Um, just because of the way the dial is sort of like having to maneuver around design-wise of the crown and the super bulbous nature, but I feel that that's cool. I know a lot of people do not like the look of the Balan Blues, and yeah, I kind of agree with him. I mean, but Cartier does a lot of their own sort of specific design in terms of cases, and I respect the fuck out of Cartier for doing that. Um, but yeah, the Balan Blue kind of has like its own design to it. To me, it's not as hideous as the Pashas, the Pasha de Cartiers with the fucking canteen crowns. I know some people love the way that looked. I never understood it. In the same way, I never understood the appeal of mullets. But um, yeah, the Balan Blue is just, it's a quirky, quirky fucking watch. And something like this as well. Talk about not being able to read the goddamn time, Blancpain. It's interesting. I mean, the open work tourbillon at 12 like that. like, yeah, it's a complicated watch. I think Patek Philippe has did a better design, but that's just me personally. Yeah, it's interesting. Moving on to another Royal Oak. We're getting back into the Royal Oaks over here. Later one by the fact that it doesn't have the rubber-cladded pushers, but these are kind of cool. Grand Tapisserie dials. Again, I like the fact that the numerals, I don't like them being cut off, but I like the fact that the numerals are there. Again, give me a little bit more lume, and I'll be a happy camper. But big fucking watch though. Not like, don't let it be a fucking um, like surprise if you ever encounter one of these and you think like, oh, that's really fucking big. Like unless your arm is quite literally the size of like a fucking General Sherman ass fucking tree, then you're gonna be looking at this and be like, oh, it's a lot bigger than I imagined. And you know what? You're fucking right. It is. It's a big watch. And another RM. There's so many different limited edition RMs. I don't know the differences between all of them. Some of them, yes, but something like this, like it's an RM11, and that's kind of about the extent of my knowledge on the watch in terms of like it's limited edition, but yeah, limited edition what? It's limited edition green. That's about it. That's cool though. I mean, RMs are uh, pretty interesting watches overall. Interesting design choices they used, and well, they kind of have their own sort of cult following to it, but yeah, they're not everyone's cup of tea. In the same way, this fucking Harry Winston's not everyone's cup of tea. God damn. So fuck it, dog. Um, just have two tourbillons. Uh, yeah, the fucking their own axes and shit. And I don't know if this probably has something to do with like some space age shit because like if that's not a like space rocket ass looking shit, then I'm not sure what the fuck it was designed after. But yeah, goddamn. Harry Winston out here doing some crazy shit. And I respect him for doing that because look at this shit. Go to the case back and it's like, yeah, this shit has 84 fucking jewels. The majority of it is gonna be on the dial side of the watch. But yeah, when you come to the back, there's like nothing back here. I respect that. So it's an interesting execution of a well fucking multi-axis fucking tourbillon. And then yeah, actually, for important watches, I mean, this is the important watch auction. IWC, kind of cool. I've always dug these ones. I mean, these sort of large, sort of beater, if you will, designs. Le Petit Prince for having the special edition, especially those blue dials. That's nice. That's a pretty movement. And I appreciate the power reserve. But yeah, I mean, I've always kind of dug these from the aesthetic of a like you know, wartime machine for use um, with. Sorry, my brain's just realizing that it's a chronograph, but it's probably a monopusher. It has to be a monopusher, right? 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 Must be. Yeah, single button chronograph. Okay. Yeah, but like from like a very like world time or a World War perspective, like yeah, it's utilitarian design. And I respect it for being that utilitarian design. Plus, they're super fucking big, so you got a fuck ton of them. So that also plays a part into it as well. Yeah, I think a fucking Yuli Snyder Freak is a pretty fucking important watch. I'm not gonna front on that. Uh, don't know if this one specifically, the Diavolo, is one, but the Freak in general, I feel like is a pretty fucking important watch. Um, Technically impressive, and when you look at the case back, I like how you can't quite have a power reserve, but it's like we'll give you a window into the mainspring so you can see how like wound or unwound it is. But yeah, I think it's pretty fucking cool, personally. but not everyone's cup of tea. I know that for goddamn sure. I like something like this, 5726 Nautilus. Cool. All right, y'all saw what Nautilus looks like. Another RM11, the Felipe Massa. God damn, it got close again. I don't know. I just feel like with some of these ones, like I'm seeing like some of that. Like it must be a like an editing thing, but like I would not. If that is dirt, I would not get that fucking close. Like again, you kind of you, the honesty, I guess, is commendable. But god damn the fucking like gunk and shit that looks like it's in there. Again, I could be wrong though. Skeleton dial, again, not the biggest fan of skeletonized dials, but that is RM's aesthetic, especially for the RM11s. It's skeletonized dials. Jesus Christ. I thought the fucking Pasha was disgusting. Pasha Golf. I know some of you were like, oh yeah, you never knew this fucking existed, and I'm happy that I never knew that existed up until this moment. I feel like my night's been ruined. My brain's just trying to soak in exactly what I'm looking at. I'm just trying to take it all in. Um, yeah, it looks like a goddamn wheel of a fucking like boat Blackbeard would pilot. Yeah, Pasha de Cartier. Um, I hate the crowns. God damn, I hate the crowns on these things. Not necessarily the canteen. Like, yes, the canteen style crown is fugly as shit. And I don't care what the history behind the Pasha canteen crown may be. Um, should have done it once and forgotten about it. But the crown you get underneath it to set the time and date, Jesus fucking Christ. Um, that's a fucking nightmare. So, yeah, um, that exists now, and now that's in my repertoire of watch knowledge. I wish it wasn't, but oh well. Gerard Perregaux. I think Gerard Perregaux does some pretty cool watches. This is not the Laureato. I still think it looks cool, even though it's skeletonized and it's got the signature Gerard Perregaux bridges. Is it really GP without the bridge? And fucking Batman ass looking fucking thing in the middle. Yeah, that was 100% done. Yeah. Even if they're like, oh, that wasn't me. That was 100% some shit you did. Oh, there you go. It's probably the Eagle logo. That makes a lot more sense than the fucking bat. Plausible deniability. But yeah, that's cool, I guess. Huh. I never knew this existed. That's cool. Yeah, that's interesting. Um, really dig the fucking bezel. Really did that. Really dig that circular bezel and the fact that the bezel is cut out and made way to, or has been made uh, basically cuts into it to make way for the fucking lugs. That's cool. Um, Skeletonized hands, not a fan of, but yeah, that's a fucking cool watch. Yeah, I dig that. Is that fucking is the fuck case the mid case? Is that sapphire? Hold on. Limited edition white gold tantalum sapphire set. Yeah, sapphire set semi-skeletonized carousel. That's fucking tight. For 61, fuck, that's cool as shit. Yeah, that's cool as fucking shit. I won't front. That's cool as hell. I dig that quite a bit. You fucking go, Blancpain. That's a really fucking cool watch. I have to do more research about it to kind of get a better picture about the whole thing. But that's a cool fucking watch. Uh, I know I said I like nature. And I want to see more nature designs. What the fuck is up with that eagle? Let them wrong, it's cool, and I know that the working you have to do with the head, but like I appreciate the effort. That's cool though. I'm definitely a piece of unique shit, but goddamn. Um, Interesting. Huh. Alright, moving on though. For an Audemars Piguet. Ooh, a Jules Audemars. Yeah, this is there's some this is some fucking yeah. Yeah, some fucking this is some big boy shit right here. That's cool as hell. Fucking minute repeater. Is that a single? Oh no, it's three gongs. Okay, I was like, is it a single fucking gong? Um, that looks cool. Yeah, I really like the Jules Audemars line. Another fucking pareidolia. Um, and this is no fucking exception. That's cool as hell. Yeah, I dig the hell out of that. Going on with another RM11. This one being diamond set. That's cool, I guess. I mean, if you're into diamonds and stuff. Um, yeah. Moving on. JLC Master Gyro Tourbillon. Oh, it's one of these ones. Yeah. I mean, granted, um, time doesn't exist on a watch like this. It just merely like exists in theory. But this is fucking cool. I mean, having the full gem set case like that too on top of it, yeah. Holy fuck, that's a movement. Yeah, that's impressively finished. I mean, yeah, that's cool. I mean, yeah, something like this is going to be, basically top of what JLC can produce, manufacture, and come up with. So, um, for 230, it's not terrible considering that there's some other models on here with a bit less complication in or built into it, and kind of going for the same, if not slightly more. So that's kind of cool. I'm not gonna front. Then you have a fucking Aquanaut. Oh yeah, yeah, it'd be what it is. Is it fucking stainless steel? No, it's fucking stainless steel. I couldn't fucking imagine. About half the price for the other one, fucking stainless steel. Like it's cool, but again, it's like it it's a fucking Aquanaut. I think it's the third fucking. They have three of these. They just found like the only existing three on the planet, and they're like, yeah, let's put it all in one auction. Um, yeah, goddamn. I mean, you've seen it. God, place a fucking bid on that shit, Jesus. Um, yeah, seen it a few times already. RM002. Yeah, I kind of like the RM002s a little bit more. Um, I know they're the kind of more skeletonized styles, but they're not as crazy as the RM11s. Yeah, even the movement execution on here, I kind of like a bit more. Yeah, it's a cool watch. I dig it. And titanium too, make it lightweight. Not as light as the TPT, TPT carbon plastic they use basically. Um, but yeah, I mean, seen something like this now. I fucking love the overseas. Love the overseas. And I think Vacheron has done an incredibly good job at maintaining the look and um, like design of the overseas throughout the years. And yeah, that's a cool fucking looking watch. Bigger fan of the time only, but I can respect the fuck out of the chronograph as well. Not another Nautilus, the 5712. Cool, I guess. Moving on. Oh, another Patek Philippe, 5339, 55. So this is just the of the other one we saw. I think the other one we saw was a white dial? Question mark? It was a while ago. That was like 60 fucking lots ago. Um, yeah, same thing. God damn it. I don't need to know it's tourbillon. The movement number, it doesn't need to be there. At least on the dial side. Sure, you can throw that shit on the case back, but like doesn't need to be up in center um, on the watch itself, dial side. This one's also pretty cool though. 5170. Yeah, in this yellow gold like this. Yeah, I dig it. Yeah. I mean, a lot of like 19 sort of like 50s design look and execution, and then bringing this shit in 2012 and going, yeah, let's do that again. I think it's pretty cool with all the newest um, upgraded materials and tech. I I dig it. 5125. I think that's pretty cool. I do dig the um, design of the sub dial here. 24-hour indicator. Okay, so I guess it's like an AM PM. I don't know. It's like it might be like kind of like almost like an AM PM indicator, just but for the um, the hand instead of like the actual moon phase indicator. But interesting. I don't think I've noticed that before on Patek Philippe, so I dig that. Yeah, Roger Dubuis, the Excalibur. Oh shit! I'm not gonna say it. I was gonna say Tiffany blue, but no. Um, yeah, I mean this is kind of what like Roger Dubuis did for a long time. They still do this too for Pirelli tires, and um, yeah, I mean super skeletonized. I enjoy that they will constantly use the star motif on their movements, um, but like yeah, not my cup of tea personally, but I can respect it. Oh, cool! You got quick release uh, straps, so when you need to change it for your non-aftermarket straps, then you can do that. God, because I can imagine trying to find anybody to make straps that fit this shit. Yeah, you're going to be using fucking Roger Dubuis straps for the rest of your life, pal. Another Nautilus. Yeah, I mean, I think these ones are a little bit cooler because they're a bit older. But you know, my sentiment kind of remains the same. Sentiment remains the same. Um, I like these ones specifically because of the larger hands and dial loom, but like it's a motherfucking Nautilus at the end of the day. So yeah, it's pretty cool. The fucking Vacheron Patrimony. Yeah, that's nice. I'm trying to think. This must be the power reserve indicator. Um, must be the power reserve indicator. I appreciate that though. It's always good to have a power reserve indicator. And I mean, I know I was talking about Patek Philippe doing it, but even Vacheron, really any company that would just like put tourbillon dial side of the watch, I'm like, I don't need to see that shit, dog. In the same way, for a lot of watches, I don't necessarily need to see that it's automatic, but in many ways, I can grant, you know, some level of acceptance to because most of them will be slightly less expensive. But when they're up like this, like yeah, you kind of know you're getting yourself into something a bit special. And again, pareidolia for some shit like this. It's like the Vacheron, or not the Vacheron, but the Konstantin Chaikin clown watch from the fucking back here. So, kind of cool. I dig it. But again, go axe with a tourbillon. Text, not the actual movement. Um, yeah, we saw the Harry Winston, I think it was number 7 earlier. Um, yeah, like fucking insane shit. For the sole purpose of why not, really, at the end of the day. It's like, why would you make this? Because I fucking could. And I did. And it exists. So, like, fuck off. I can respect the hell of that. And yeah, that seems pretty cool. Even from the case back, too. I mean, again, very minimal, kind of hiding all the tech and the goodies, or giving you just enough cuts into the front part of the dial to kind of get peeks as to what's going on underneath, but still. Actually, I appreciate that. The sapphires used on the dial for really like the hours and minutes. I appreciate that. That's pretty cool. Never noticed that before, but a bit too skeleton for my liking, personally. 5370. Oh, there it goes. That's cool. Like, again, it's in its box, so like, ain't never gonna see the light of day at this rate. So it kind of is just that. The Patek Philippe in a box. 5711. Yeah, on a leather strap instead of a bracelet. Like, yeah. Moving on to. Is it another fucking Nautilus? It is another fucking Nautilus. 5712. It's like the same one, except this one just has power reserve, moon phase, running seconds or sub seconds, and a date indicator. That's about it though. But on to another Patek Philippe. Yeah, this one's kind of cool. But again, tourbillon with a fucking movement on there. Don't need to know that's there, but now I do. And then I fuck another one at 5208. I don't think I've seen this one before. I dig it though. Very simple, straightforward, super fucking clean design. Super fucking clean design. 56, so I guess that makes sense. Is it stainless steel? Yeah, it is stainless steel. So hey, yeah, Patek Philippe stainless steels. Mic open value? Question mark. Oh shit. Damn. Looks like I already did. Never mind. Another Patek Philippe. I feel like with all the auctions, you're gonna get like 40 Patek Philippe watches. It's just gonna happen every single time. Don't exactly know what I'm looking at, to be honest. I know it's giving me the reference for it, but I think I've only ever come across these a handful of times. Always liked the lugs though, but don't know much about in terms of history for it. Design-wise, I think it's kind of cool. I mean, very minimal in the sense of you just have your, the pulsometer? Oh no, it's like a tachymeter. Yeah. Right? Yes. And yeah, 2 subdials. That's it. That's all you need. I think it's pretty cool. Another Aquanaut. I dig the orange, but that's about it. Moving on. Another Aquanaut. I dig the green. Green? Question mark. But yeah, I mean, the fact that it's white gold is pretty cool, but at the same time, it's all right. This one I feel like is pretty cool. Much like the other ones that had the issue of the tourbillon and movement, this is just the minute repeater, and this is kind of the more quintessential design that I think looks a lot better. Micro rotor looks phenomenal, and you can kind of just see on the very periphery the the gong, or not say the gong, but just like the piece the gongs hit that resonates and makes a sound. Beautiful, looks so cool. 1990s. Alright, that's cool. Oh, this was when I think this might have been the one I was talking. Yes, this is what I was talking about from earlier. So like I think that was a Vacheron we saw earlier, uh, with that kind of protractor ass looking set of hands. This is your Least Nardin one where you have these fucking pulleys that will um, take the hand and I guess it's technically retrograde, but you don't have the snapback effect. It just it will go to 60 and then the pulleys engage and it sort of slowly goes back over to 0. Um, but it's a cool fucking design nonetheless. Your crown's unscrewed, but yeah, I dig the look of that watch. From an aesthetic standpoint, it wouldn't be something that I think I would personally wear, but I can dig the aesthetic of like, yeah, uh, marine themed watch, but we're gonna have it use fucking pulleys instead of just putting on a fucking sailboat and calling it a day. So I respect him for that. And then another Aquanaut green, but this time not a chronograph. Cool. Moving on. I did the green though. I mean, actually, I really dig the green on those things, but that's kind of about it. A 5033. Goddamn, they gotta make that shit look like a goddamn shark fin. That's cool as hell. Yeah, I dig the design. I dig it. Yeah, with the case back like this too. It's cool. I like the way it looks. A lot different than majority of the other stuff that Patek Philippe will have in their offerings. Obviously, because we've been seeing a lot more rounded things, but you see a square watch like that. It's cool. Um, and yeah, here's another fucking Nautilus. White dial. Cool, I guess. Different than usual. Not a blue dial. Um, but still. Ah, Beauvais does cool stuff. This looks like a sapphire case. I didn't read and see if it was sapphire. It is sapphire. Jesus Christ. That's cool shit. I like the look of these case design wise from an angle. I forget what they call them. Um, I know it's called the recital, but I'm forgetting what they call it, but it's like a painter's desk, wherever the fuck. And it's cool how that's a style of case that they've stuck with. I appreciate them for going, we'll do this case design, and this is going to be our look. And I like it. I think they look cool. Uh, they do some high-end stuff. I know that a lot of their design choices are pretty similar across the board, um, but I respect them for kind of sticking to a certain art form and building on top of it. So good, good for Beauvais. I don't know if I can say the same for Frank Mueller. Now this is going to be the more circular Frank Mueller as opposed to their tonneau shaped watches, but still, like, I'm personally not that big of a fan of Frank Mueller, and um, yeah, I'm just not that big of a fan of Frank Mueller in general. I mean, some of their uh, smaller Vanguard models I think are pretty interesting, but anything outside of their smaller stuff, I just sort of glaze over it because, well, there's nothing that I see interesting about them, to be honest. Um, Also, speaking of something that not a terrible amount of interest in, Aquanauts, cool, but moving on. This I think is a lot cooler. A 5975. This is cool as shit. Now I understand super cluttered design, but that's not the point necessarily. Um, it just got a lot of fucking information. Like, I think this is a better layout than the um, Navitimer's. So, like, take that as it is. But yeah, this is pretty fucking cool. Yeah, I dig it. I don't know if they necessarily need to put Patek Philippe Genève on the dial. I mean, they already had the case back, but like, I still respect it. And I never noticed it till now. The lugs on these things, holy shit, that's cool as hell. How they started from the mid portion of the case, and then they have a top portion that connects from the bezel and meets with the portioned mid-cased lug design. I don't know what the fuck how they did that. Look gives it a look of a stepped lug. Um, but that thing's fucking cool. I dig the look of that. Oh shit, and that was the last one. Goddamn. All right. Well, I didn't even know that. That felt a lot longer than anticipated, but nonetheless, um, yeah, that's important watches one. I don't know if I'll do important watches two. I might. I might not. I might die right now. Hard to say. But uh, yeah, that's all. Uh, thank you very much for stopping in, and hope this was at least halfway amusing. I don't know. I'm gonna see how long this shit is, but uh, yeah, thanks, and I'll see you all next time.